So, hello everyone and welcome back to see some more Tyranny in Twitch streams and later on in YouTube as well. I already discussed a little bit what are our options. One was obviously enough that we will go ahead and kill the fella here. It just probably will mean that I will be aggressive with all of these guys, which I would prefer to be able to avoid, but I'm not certain if that would be possible. And the other option was to go to the... I don't remember the name of the storm area, but this favorite wanted me to go there, so I am going to go there at some point, and it is going to be a very interesting location to go in, so that will be cool nonetheless. So it's one or the other. Do you have any opinions, Caesar? Which one would you prefer? Should we just push on to the Legions crossing right now? I don't know other ways than to just get aggressive with these guys, sadly. Or do we go back and actually go to the area where Parik got this unfortunate situation with himself being in the armor forever? Which one? Which is the better choice? Now that's the big question. That is the big question. How good was my lore skill now? 85. I think that I actually would have been able to improve something just a teeny tiny bit. Probably. Well, at least I can... Okay. For target, if I have it frozen and Magefire Affliction, why does it change it Magefire and Frozen Affliction? Why does it change those two texts here? If I go on top of this? Why? I do not understand. Why is it now Frozen and Magefire Affliction and then it's Magefire and Frozen Affliction? That's strange. Why would it make such a change? I do not understand. Cooldown would be cool too, actually. Yeah. Maybe I'll take that actually. It is already pretty good range with it after all, so sure. It's already taken 85, 85, 85. No, they're not. I'm looking into here. This is taking 80, but there's not really anything that can increase it, just 5, and you already have everything there. I can increase this with something. Range for this, I guess, would be cool. It's not that important to have a higher cooldown for this because it lasts for a long time too. 56 seconds, I guess. No. Not sure. On melee hit for... I guess it is for 56 seconds. Sure, then I don't need to be quite as close. There's only 65, but it already has everything indeed. Can't improve that. I could improve this a little bit. In what way? With this, maybe the recovery. I don't need to reach future. I very often use it just for myself anyway, so sure. Let's take the recharge. I don't know, I would push OP. This area seems like an optional area now, so let's explore it first. Never noticed that before. Which thing? Which thing did you not notice before? Oh yeah, with the Magefire, I guess. That it just changes them weirdly for no apparent reason. It's very strange. Why does it do that? Doesn't do it with this, but then it does for this. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just a silly thing. Yep. Okay, well, if we go into here and try to do this then. Well, let's go from this side at least to attack. So we can have some of us a little bit further off. Or at least you, I guess.
I got it.
Yes. Well, I guess I have to do this because you aren't punching, so it's really kind of sad. I have at least completed one of the group projects for Shuris, but I do have to work on 2 other group projects still. One of the questions was so strange anyways that I had to be asking, which I have to be writing about from the teacher a little bit more, that, okay, what am I exactly supposed to do for this? So I do need to do more work on that. It was overall a little bit of a busy week anyways now, because we had school go, so every day other than on Tuesday we had school time. On Wednesday I had to actually be on school, and then it was more practice with it's the resuscitation, right? When someone has had a heart attack or something and you try to bring them back. Practice, and yeah, it's a long time to try to be keeping up that trying to keep the heart pumping for 2 minutes, like one person pressing and so on and forth, and it is a long time to try to do that. Hopefully we'll manage to do it properly if I ever have to be in that sort of a situation, probably at some point. So some practice with that, and then had some other stuff that same day, and actually looked into the I don't know what it's supposed to be called, but those that give shock nonetheless, to also aid with the resuscitation. So also looked more closely into that sort of stuff. And hello and welcome to the stream for you too, Sante and Denho. I hope your week has been a good one too. But yeah, at least the one was group work completed completely. And it would have to be done at least on Monday, so that's good. It's already done, and then gotta just work on the other 2. I more looked info and so on, and for the other one, still have to write about it, figure out exactly what I want to write about it, which all sources I want to be using for it, and then the other one will be a little bit shorter, so it should be fine. Of course, there's practice dolls. It's not like we have a real person there that we can practice resuscitation for. But practice dolls that have a nonetheless similar sort of a pressure, you have to try to be pushing enough so that you can get to the heart. As in, you have to be able to push about 5 centimeters. Yeah, it's about 5 centimeters. You mustn't press too hard on, of course, a patient then in the future, but then at least 5 centimeters so that you can actually affect them. Apparently it can break bones and everything, so it will be quite something then in the future if I have to get into such a situation. But of course, at least the first time that I would be doing something like that, I hopefully would have others that would know already better, and then that would have to just be one of them and get into it, and they can then give me feedback, am I doing well enough, and so on and forth. Yep. But of course, practice those. Yep. So I've heard as well, haven't encountered it as of yet. But okay, let's play Tyranny. Okay, so if you're looking for trouble, here it is. I knew you couldn't be trusted, cat. The forces of Kairos will always show their true face if pushed. Ratoman retreats, calling to his men as he runs. Gods, we have snake in our midst, dwarves. My god, of course he does.
Another.
So annoying. So I have to be killing more of them specifically. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I should be doing this or not anyways. It's very sad. Very, very sad anyways.
A demonstration of our power seems in order. This isn't working! Sorry. I can't.
How could you let this guy just get here like this? It's very annoying when this person just manages to move here. At least I hope that Barik can engage these two in here. Be annoying if he can't.
Back and face me!
And you got already quite a bit injured, so heal yourself.
That's a negative.
Okay, you do a blur for yourself. Hopefully it can help you a little bit. You can do this for her, mayhaps. That guy is at least still... well, in a little bit of a problems, if we could say so. This would be the cone spell, but then you couldn't be there, so not the best. Guess you can do an arcane missile.
Fall before me!
Now you're getting quite a bit injured. I guess you need to do that then. At least this one fella is near death. Barik is doing just fine. Why can't I cast some of these spells at the moment, I wonder? Spellcasting blocked. By what exactly is my question? What exactly is blocking my spellcasting? I cannot say that I would quite understand. Oh, Barik actually went down? I didn't definitely see that happening. Okay, well, I probably then have to be doing this again anyways. I really did not see that he would be in such a big problem.
Lend me your strength!
Get back. That is required for us to even remotely hope to be able to do this so that you can have more fire with you. I'd say. You can try to...
Enjoy this as much as I do!
Hopefully you will manage to survive. Will is... They are occasionally like trying to go and get her at the moment, and she's very fiery. Also use one of these just in case. Would be good, I think. Try to help her maybe a little bit. Some extra healing is good. Maybe do even a grounding core for her then. I was thinking of doing the grounding core for Barik, but it was a little bit too late then. So if they attack her, they will also get electricity damage now. And now there's only Will left, but I had to use that encounter ability. Yeah, sure, they weren't completely friendly. Maybe that one fella on the top hasn't come and tried to attack me, so maybe they can be still friendly, but... not certain. Okay, sorry Barik that I let you die.
Yes.
There. Let you go down. But, yeah, can't help it. Probably have to rest at some point, certainly. Well, it's okay. We won okay, nonetheless. And considering these guys have killed this favorite soldier, so in that sense, yeah, I guess...
On it.
I guess it makes sense to kill at least the ones that are actually hostile. I wonder if these people are then hostile
Let's
or
try not to stand out, shall we?
Looks like yes. Which would be, it's kind of sad. I could be going through without engaging them maybe, but is she here? Yeah, she is also hostile. I am tempted to just leave them, so maybe I could try to do something. It was the raider, right? Yeah. That I was able to talk and actually see a little bit eye to eye. Should I leave them alive or should I kill them then? Hello, Chim Chim. Welcome to the stream for you too. I hope your week has been a good one. I was able to talk with Raider before and she didn't agree with the methods that the leader had taken. So in that sense, I was wishing very much that I could side with her and not have to turn hostile to all of these mercenaries, is basically the idea. That's why I was feeling that I don't want to kill her. Maybe I could still somehow be friendly with them, even though it's extremely unlikely, but I would really like it. And yeah, very easy without barrack, but on the other hand, I did use the special ability, one at least. From role-playing perspective made sense. No one insulted Kuros, no one killed our fellow soldiers. Number 2 killed our fellow soldiers, yeah. Sure, this is true. That it made sense to kill them, but would it make sense to also kill her when she is just part of the group? Yes, but she never agreed with them. And she did not do any of that. Only 5 hours, Sare. That's too little, though to be honest I think I slept something similar in the end. Although, I did get a nap anyways now before the stream, so that does make it a bit better anyways. But yeah, I'm not certain. That's the only reason why I feel that I wouldn't want to kill her, because I would hope that I could have her on our side, but I guess it's not gonna happen anymore considering they are already hostile, so... I need to lay off those teeth. They already hostile, so probably not gonna happen no more. So, I guess I just gotta go. Fine.
Of course.
It's sad though. It is kind of sad. Kinda sad.
Send them at me and wait.
Stop sneaking. Stop sneaking, okay? No point sneaking anymore, for certainty. Try to get that individual to come to you, and actually into this guy. You could also do the Rhine Spike onto this
I'll
fella.
take care of it.
Nice, at least you have the grounding core, so that makes you a bit tougher, but on the other hand you did lose a lot of health there. So I think you should use one of these small little potions at least. That person is really screaming a lot, but on the other hand he did get electricity and frost and
What the fuck is
fire
wrong with
on
my
them.
weapon?
I don't know what is wrong with your weapon. I really couldn't say. Let's try to stop this fella, because they seem to be wanting to go and kill Ebb. And I don't like that. Okay, sure, you attack that person. This guy is already almost dead. This person is also relatively injured at least.
Will do.
Whatever you need.
He still died, even though I tried to do all the healing wisps and everything there. I really didn't expect him to die that quickly. Are you doing this or not? I really tried to do this too, but you didn't do it yet. I guess I just didn't manage to have the time to do it yet. But, well, that's kind of sad thing that he had to die again already. On the other hand, if we're gonna be going for this... sure. Do this then.
Will
Why
do.
not? We haven't seen this one yet, and I think we have to be resting. Sadly, it's too late for him, but... well, this guy at least died, and Raider is almost near dead, and this is kind of cool though. We are just safe, and she's just healing us and harming the enemies. And then there's only one left, so that was pretty easy peasy then
I got it.
to deal with. To come and attack. And now they're paralyzed, which is cool. Ah, well. Barik just died again. Ah, Barik. Yep. Raider got no more to say. Okay, let's save then. No idea where the actual captain ran to. I would have so liked to be able to kill the captain specifically, but no, the captain is gonna be a trouble for us in the future too, because he just cowardly ran away. That's not cool. Was she a raider? She was Welby, not a raider. Ah, Welby. I was thinking that nonetheless Welby was then standing there and thought that, well, maybe it was raider, so okay, maybe they both have then escaped. Maybe I can still talk to her. That might be the case, but I didn't remember certainly the name. Just thought that probably then was Shelby. Raider, I mean. Hey, dear, dear. I didn't try to do any harm to you, dear. Nice little dears.
Curious.
What was curious?
They won't see me coming.
Ah, there. Curious. Gotcha.
I got it.
Curious indeed. In the bushes, a lot of stash. Oh, that's cool. Even if again, camping supplies can't be picked, other than maybe if we camp. We can camp after all, so sure, let's use one of those goddamn camping supplies. Why not? Then we can pick it up. There. We have some extra camping supplies.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Aw, can't go that far then. Sure. Alright, let's travel off then. Into the Sunset Spire. And Lithian's Crossing. Built into the shadows of an old wall. Junction in the realm of Haven, which we were covering for a while. 17 hours and 30 minutes that is gonna take. Encounter in Lithian's Crossing apparently too. Off the road ahead of you see a proud, placid lake, fed by a river flowing from the north. A handful of fishing boats dot the surface, and the songs of amphibian linger on the cool breeze. A small pack of flightless birds wait in the shallows, plucking crayfish from the muck. It seems perfect place to feel your water skins and take a rest. Harass the fisherman. Sure, let's explore the area. I don't want to go immediately and just harass the fishermen. Setting down your heaviest gear seems very rude, going and harassing them. You take some time to investigate the area. Yeah, the heaviest gear. You locate a proud, dry outcropping over the water that would make an ideal campsite. From your high vantage, you make out a huge flock of flightless picking through the shallows. Finally, you note what looks like a dark recess. Under a pile of leaning rocks to the east that suggest the presence of cave. Ah, cave. Enter the cave. I want to go enter the cave, yes. Wonder what will happen. You take a deep breath and dive beneath the surface, making your way through the water into the cool darkness of the hole. As you swim along, you realize that the walls are falling away from you as the passage opens into a true cavern. You carefully break the surface only to find yourself in a cave dimly lit by thousands of bluish green stars. Bioluminescent fungi. Wow. Continue. You turn at the sound of a cloth shifting against stone and see another brave traveler in the depths, an aged fisherman in tattered clothes with a basket and spears. You make your way to him, and he offers to lend you one of his spears if you'll only stop disrupting the water. Oh, that would be so rude. Sure, fish with the old man. Sure, thank you for the spear, even though I'm not sure if I'm capable of catching any fish, but I'll try. You climb onto the stone, it even says. But yeah, you climb onto the stone next to the old man. As the water stills, you see it fill with glowing ovoids that move beneath the water. Find a pair that move together, the old man coaches you, and aim for the space between. Following his advice, you were able to spear several of the semi-luminous fish, long-tailed creatures with overlapping carapace blades. After securing enough fish for a meal or two, you bid the old man farewell and return to the surface. Yay! Alchemy supplies places. That's the party has ready to meat and something else, but also alchemy ingredients. The lake cave creatures, palefish with bioluminescent organs above their eyes and overlapping carapace blades, cook easily enough. Though their apparent texture seems an acquired taste. You find that the luminous pulps can be saved, however, and may be useful in alchemical compounds. Yay, alchemy supplies. And some raw meat. And we were able to eat well. And Letion's Crossing likes us more. The people of Letion's Crossing were appreciative of your words and actions. Gained favor. Minor. And we are well fed. Yay. I don't remember these encounters when I played. Me neither. I think it's part of a DLC. I think so. There was Tales, one DLC that added more encounters, or at least added encounters then. So yeah, but I think they're cool. It's nice that there can be some things that happen on the way. Plus, they've been nice thus far, even if they are just text-based, these ones. But actually that's very nice, because you couldn't really be doing all of this otherwise, could you? You couldn't really make a place very easy in this sort of game where you could go inside a cave, underwater and stuff. This at least has been a cool DLC. I regret not getting the DLC for this. I really enjoyed it, would have spent more time with it if I could. Yeah, well, at least you can see some of it with me. I hope it's fun. This seems like there's going to be a lot of locations to explore. Let's see, what was my favorite at the moment with Letion's Crossing? Actually pretty good. No frat at all. The people of Letion's Crossing were pleased by your words and actions, yes. People here seem to like me well enough. And the disfavored are indeed keeping a hold of this location. You don't mind that I steal from you, right? Ah, scroll, sigil of routine accent. Guess I didn't have that yet. Nope. Cool. Yay. I got a sigil of routine. It's in here then? Yes. Huh. Rooted affliction to force and entropy spells. So this would be sigil of force. This would be the haste. That can't have it. This one could. Tidal burst, which makes pushes enemies. Rooted and dazed affliction. Cool. Looks nice. And this would have been the concussive bolt and again rooted. Rooted and dazed affliction. Cool. Looks like a cool one. Well, you can't add anything more to it if I have this one. So, but yeah, cool to get a new one. Definitely. I will wait till the DLCs with 90% discount. I don't remember what price I paid for the discounts or the DLC myself, but I'm pretty sure I did buy them from the discount of some kind at least. But on the other hand, I usually never buy the games when they are brand new, or I do some, but not that often. I think I got the game for free with Twitch or something, probably good spring for the DLC. And anyways, I guess it's a little bit different because I feel that I wanna be giving the best game play-in for people that I would play for, so in that sense getting the DLC is kind of a priority for me. Eldian is our true leader, talk to him if you need something. Letion's mistress tends to attract all matter of people, mostly the unsavory types. Welcome to Letion's Crossing, Fatefinder.
Won't happen. I cannot.
how can you not
Will do.
talk? Okay. Iron Walker, welcome to Legion's Crossing Fatebinder. The soldier salutes you. While it is favored respect, your authority as a representative of Tunon, Legion's Crossing is under our protection, so watch your actions while in town. We will maintain order no matter who starts trouble. Is there anything I can help you with? Tell me more about Legion's Crossing in the current moment. How is it after I've left it for you? The settlers have been here for a long time, that's pretty much all I know. If you want patricles, find Eldian. He is the town elder. He can answer your questions. What kind of merchants do you have here? You'll find pretty much anything you want. For the most part, Legion's Crossing is a large trading hub and a lot of goods come through the area. Who is in charge here then? The garrison commander in the crossing is Iron Guard Vintara. She is in charge of keeping the settlement safe and monitoring the forge-bound. Otherwise, speak to Eldian. He's the town elder and who you'll want to speak to about local problems. He points to the east. Both of them can be found on the crown tire of the Moonrise District. What is the Moonrise District? The Moonrise District is made up of all the buildings on the other side of the river. If you need anything on this side, you'll be looking in the Sunrise District. This Portuscore River divides the two districts. Okay. Alright then. If you haven't already done it, check in with Iron Guard Vintara. She'll want to talk to you. Okay, Iron Guard Vintara, you say? You have 10 games in library I really want to play, just have no time, no sense playing for painful price. I understand that, definitely. Been playing Disco Elysium and avoiding your Let's Play kid. Are you enjoying it? It's definitely an interesting game. I do enjoy it, though generally speaking I would have expected a little bit different from a role-playing game. But I have been enjoying it nonetheless. It does have quite some subject matters at times, but it is after all a modern game, so I guess it makes sense, it does. And also there's a person who talks root words in Finnish, so I'm sure you would enjoy that one as well. So yeah, mostly root words. There is also of course napakymppi, which is just bullseye, but that's not that rude, but mostly root words. You prefer playing without DLC first time, probably after Dragon Age, when DLCs gave me 10 to 20 items, couple of them really overpowered, don't want that. Yeah, that's of course a little bit different. Do you want DLCs that give that sort of thing? I think games... I wouldn't really even want DLCs like that, to be honest, that give you really good items. I don't think that's the purpose of them. They should be under just adding just random encounters or indeed just the portraits so that you have more available choices of what sort of a character you will look like. Is cool, sure, might not be really worth much, but still I like it because I like to be able to customize a little bit more and have more options. But rather, it's cool to play with the DLCs first time as long as they don't indeed make you overpowered. So, cool, I do so love root words in Finnish. Yeah, and yeah, DLCs should be extra world building. Yep, definitely. If you love the world, you want to get more. Tuomo Suomalainen. Yes, definitely. Indeed. But like Sateen Tehno told me indeed that the game was made by Estonians, so I guess it makes sense that they would make a rude Finnish person. That's a nice looking little doggy. It's just a dog. Ah, I'd like to have a dog with us. But yeah, certainly I have still liked it, but it is very different. There's definitely a lot of different sort of
Cut the banter and
options.
stay low.
Options, what sort of a character you make and what sort of encounters you will be able to have then and what sort of choices you can make. What you will find out about the world depending on what type of a character you make. Depends a lot upon it. I kind of wish that I would have been able to Well, the one advice that I'll give you, at least because it would have been good for me, that when you start the game, immediately when you get to the game, just save, okay? That's a good advice in my opinion. Just save. Just make the first save, okay? Because I had to do a new character because I screwed up. So because there isn't an autosave in the start, so it's kind of annoying. That's the most annoying part. And maybe in the sense then that when there is talk of racism and stuff like that, it's difficult to sometimes know what should I say about these things, because on the other hand I don't want to go too political, but then when the game itself is already political, it's a bit First save warning sounds dangerous. Yeah, depends of course. If you have a lot of health, maybe you don't need to save, but I think I had only 1 health, and as a result of bad choice then I just died. So, was sad. Was quite sad. Very sad. The game just killed me. And the strange thing is, of course, not having really any battles, because that would be something that I would still expect from a role-playing game, to have battles, like tactical battles, and a part of games that I do enjoy. But it's just a different role-playing game then. I assume that there will be some battles at some point, but very little, so it's kind of...
Idol worship was banned by Kairos.
Idol worship was banned by Kairos? Well, I'm talking a lot, hey. Give me time to talk. Don't be so judgmental on me. I'm not worshipping Idol. And yeah, 1 health, that makes it hard. Oh my god, spoilers, no battles. No battles thus far, but it's not like I'm that far in the game, but, well, on the other hand, you are on the streets, so it's not like it's a fantasy type of a realm. I don't think that's too bad, but I just say that it would have been something that I would have expected to have a little bit more at this point. Like I said, it's not like I've played the complete game, so I don't know when and if there will be. But I would have just expected a little bit to have some of those. But hey, it's cool. It's not like it has to have them. I know only Finn can't make a big picture of that guy. He's kind of grumpy though, but really helpful. I have played Planescape Torment. I only played it as an adult. I played it about 1 year before I started doing Let's Plays. If I wouldn't have, then it probably would have still been a game that I still wouldn't have played to the end, because after all, then I would be saving it as a Let's Play. But yes, I did play it, and it's an amazing game. Planescape Torment is one of the best games, for sure is. And there, battles definitely are not necessary. Battles are even... usually speaking worse, though the spells looked really cool. But it's an amazing game for sure, especially the first time through. Yep, really is. The guy I borrowed it from here, because I didn't have it at the time for myself yet, but also has the tattoo of the symbol that is there, the torment, which is cool. It does fit as a tattoo, for sure is. I'd say. But yeah, really cool game. For sure is. Awesome. I might still play it nonetheless as a stream or a let's play at some point, probably as a let's play, just for the reason that there's so goddamn much reading. It's like Disco Elysium because there's also a lot of reading, so it would be difficult to do a stream for. There's a lot of just talking here too. It's not a lot of reading, but still not nearly as much as Planescape Torment would have. So, but of course it wouldn't be quite the same thing to play through this Planescape Torment anymore, because I have played it through and I did pretty much explore everything. So... as in, I found the Motrem Cube, for example, and stuff like that. And it was all cool. All was very cool. Awesome game. Extremely awesome game. One of the best.
Right.
But okay, let me start going forward. We don't need to be talking about all the other games when I would need to play this game through too, you know? So it doesn't really help much if I just stop and just spend time. I guess I would like to explore this side first because we are on this side of the river. So let's do that. Due to the frequency of raids, all the bridges and ramps in Legion's Crossing can be erased to provide safe places for settlers to hide. Role-playing games are really diverse these days. I don't know if Disco Elysium has its own system it takes from or not, but I assume it's based on something more of the ilk of Fate, was that its name, where they really aimed combat mechanics, yeah. You missed my digressions. Yay. My digressions are the ones that you missed, but not my playing. Ugh. But yeah, no worries. I know completely that you've been busy and everything, so I understand completely you haven't been able to be around. Of course, I would love to have you around, but you don't always have the time and everything, and you're busy. Busy times. But it's nice to have you, of course, in here. For me, of course, I haven't spent nearly that much time in Planescape Torment because I've still only played it through once in my life. I've then watched it a couple of times from 2 people as a blind let's play, but still, I've only played it once. So I'm not tired of it by any means, but it's just a sad thing that there ain't that much new in it. So it's not that there's that many different choices that I could make, especially that would fit my character. Because my character is not evil, it would be very difficult for me to go and decide, yeah, I'm gonna make a really goddamn bastard of a character for this, who is going to be just like the previous version of me, so to speak, if I don't want to go and spoil even more with it. But yeah. Also your gameplay. Are you sure? You just said my digressions. But anyways. But yeah, I definitely love that game, but I would probably play a similar character that I played before, because it's just the way I like to play. So I don't know if it's wrong or not, but on the other hand, some people still haven't seen and played Planescape Torment, so in that sense, it's kind of like with Wizardry that then I would play it just for the fact of the more people would have more ways to get introduced to Planescape Torment. But for especially Wizardry 8, it was important for me back in the day. Plus, of course, I hadn't actually played Wizardry 8 completely through even, so it was even more important that I actually saw the full story of Wizardry 8. Okay, let me continue to go that game one day. With this game, I've tried to talk a little bit less because there's so much to go through. Yakuza is usually the one that I talk more about other things too. It just seems more of a game where it fits. And then this I have concerned myself more with just playing, which I think is fine because they're different. And yeah, and this is very much a role-playing game. Yakuza still you can do all sort of side missions and all sort of goddamn mini games and everything, and that's not exactly the case here. So more no digressions with this. Of course, depends on the people too who are here, what you guys talk and everything. So a cat. Why can't I have a cat or a dog with me? I want a cat or a dog with me. Please leave me be. Why? Why are you so rude? Wow. I found a fish. Crescent runner. I'm on duty. They're just all on duty. Forcebound won't sell anything to us settlers. Aw, sorry. Haven't seen a fate burner in these parts for a while now. Come to bring your justice. Yeah, probably. Probably yes. Yeah. Doesn't seem there's too much in here, at least at this moment. You can find a lot of trade goods here in Legion's Crossing. Haven't seen, yeah. Legion's mistress tends to attract all matters of people, but yes, mostly the unsavory types. What's this? During clear mornings, the western waterfall reflects the rising sun in a beautiful display of color. Iron walkers. Then another.
Have a look here.
Yes, I saw that. This is the eastern waterfall. Though it cascades down alone, some settlers believe that the waterfall splits from a single source somewhere above the old walls. I guess it would make sense. Probably. Cairn's leaf. I'm not exactly sure how to do alchemy. Has it been taught to us anywhere? How do I do alchemy? This really just goes all the way above here then. Settlers. All the goddamn settlers. Another cat. Okay, what's this door? Gameplay 2. You killed Alchemy, a flying exploding boss in Tristan on first try on hard. I spent 10 times tries on normal. Yeah, I remember that one. It went very well in the end and managed to do even the side missions for that one in Druidstone, so pretty good, yeah. The skills. She does have the skills. Don't know how she makes it look so easy. Well, it depends on the situation. It's always depends, I'd say, because one person is better at something and another person then is better at another thing. I die in some places that I feel that a lot of people wouldn't die at, and then on the other hand I can get through some other stuff easily, but I guess overall Druidstone didn't seem that difficult anymore, other than the final boss, especially after the situation where I started to get more skills and ways to deal with situations. At least that's how it felt to me. Do you know how far I made it in Morrowind? Nowhere. But on the other hand, it's not like... I wouldn't count Morrowind a really difficult game, nonetheless. I guess, a little bit, but I played it when I was a teenager anyway, so it's a little bit different with Morrowind. Morrowind is its own thing. And really a beautiful game too for the style. Yes, this one. And you mean also the Wizardry or some others? Also, I just suck then. I didn't mean that, but it just feels weird that you would say that you wouldn't have been able to get far because it would have been too difficult. I feel that then there's some other reasons that you didn't get far in Morrowind, but maybe I'm incorrect. I'm sorry. It's just my assumption that then it can't be because of the difficulty, because it feels like you will be able to get through. You do consider yourself very good in tactical games, but hey, there's so many others who are better than I am. I'd say. I've watched some other Let's Plays about... but on the other hand, I guess... it depends, again. I did watch some other people too that played Truthstone, and I think they did even better than I did most of the time. For example, it took me so goddamn long to figure out how to kill that necromancer that I had to use a resurrection / healing spell on him. Seriously? He's not an undead, he's a necromancer. Why does he die that way? So, I'm stupid in some stuff, very stupid. I made into the breach now, look, is it too, eh? It's a fun tactical game. I've always loved fun tactical games. Maybe it's just the fact that I used to play one of those sort of games as a kid a lot, where you try to fit boxes. Like, if you get the box into a wall, you can't get it out from there, as in you can only push them. And if you have two boxes after each other's, you can't push it, put two boxes at a time, and so on and forth. I played that sort of a game a lot as a kid, and some other tactical things, so maybe I've just trained into those sort of things. I don't know. And on the other hand, a lot of people are better in something like Crusader Kings 2 and so on and forth. I feel that sometimes I cheat too much, as in I load games in those type of things, even if I probably could do okay at least without loading, but I guess I enjoy sometimes trying to just doing the stupid thing and loading. I'm kind of not too happy with that. But I don't do that with the Let's Plays that I make, which I'm happy with. And, well, Truthstone felt easy, and then... you see it on Necro. But yeah, I can understand that. It just, in the very end there, it just felt that, okay, maybe this is my last thing, last chance that I can try to do this goddamn thing that I know that I will lose if I don't manage to kill him now. And it was saying all the time that, hey, you stupid, I won't die like this. Sure, you said it all the time, but it just didn't feel right that you will die that way. But, yeah, just play Iron Man. That's the way I stop myself cheating in Crusader Kings 2. Yeah, I've done that more in Stellaris at least. But Stellaris type and Crusader King type of games.
My joints are beginning to stiffen.
I'm sorry, Parik, I'm sorry. But those type of games are fun, but I definitely am not as good with them. I'm better with Into the Breach and Truthstone type of games, definitely. I definitely can say that much. I'm better with them than the Crusader Kings 2 or Stellaris. You had a super weapon that could kill an undead and I used it and still nothing. That is silly though, because if Resurrection worked, then that's sort of a super weapon that could kill an undead. I kind of feel that it should work, but it was just that there's just one solution and that's it. Yeah, geez, Barak, we're having a convo here. How rude. Yeah, Barak would like to not get his joints all rusted and stuff. Which makes sense, he has to be in the armor all the time, so... Would be pretty bad if the armor got rusted if you don't move all the time with it. You're being totally destroyed in Europa Universalis 4 the past 4 days while trying to Iron Man. Yeah, but yeah, there's a certain type of tactical games that I can be pretty good with. Truthstone, Into the Breach, Hero of the Might and Magic Tree. Specifically Hero of the Might and Magic Tree because I know that game a lot, played it a lot. Not all the other games that are similar to it. So... Iron Man is craziness. I learned a lot trying that in XCOM, but when my rocket misfired and killed 2 of my own soldiers, Iron Man was over. Yeah. It's just, for me too, it's so difficult to be going and losing people you like. And that's gonna happen in some of those type of games for sure. At least in Darkest Dungeon, it's not like I could be going and cheating whenever I would start that, so that's good. I feel like if Iron Man in Europa Universal, I just wouldn't realize I've lost for the longest time. Yeah. I wouldn't anyways at the moment for sure because I haven't played Europa Universalis. There's so many games of that like too. But yeah, there's some games I'm better at, some games that I'm worse at. Those were the days. XCOM is definitely difficult. Very, very difficult. Especially, I don't know, I guess the XCOM, the newer XCOMs too. I haven't played them, but the first XCOM, it's really cool. But yeah, you can die so easily. Then your best soldiers just die. Yes, I'm all into Shepherd-like players, leave no one behind. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. I haven't played a lot of those type of games, partially because I don't know how well I would enjoy, because I don't enjoy leaving them behind, so in that sense I don't like Iron Man games with certain games like that. But on the other hand, I think that's the best type of Let's Plays. If you go and play those games, then you should just do it like that. Darkest Dungeon is fine. I think that will be fine, even though I will be devastated when someone important dies, but... New XCOM 1 is really good. Yeah, I'm sure they are good. I'm sure they are. But okay, let me start playing actually, because if I just talk about all of this, we're never gonna get far in Tyranny, and I do wanna finish this game too, and then play some other game. There's so many games we wanna play through that not gonna get far if I don't play.
Can't do that.
This wall appears to have been damaged years ago, but was
Will do.
never properly repaired, eh? And I'm just gonna take their stuff. Talisman hunting bow. Okay. Eldian is our true leader. Talk to him if you need something. Feels so wrong. Feels so wrong to just take their stuff. But we still do. Because on the other hand, when they don't care that I take it, would seem stupid to also not take them. Lots of safe guns coming. So we're keeping Kira from finishing Tyranny. I wouldn't say that, but of course it's always the difficult balance anyways, because I know that the one person in the comments with Mass Effect said about, hey, why don't you just play the game? I don't want to be listening to all of these sort of things, so it's problematic sometimes. Hey, if they really needed it, the game wouldn't let you steal it, right? Right? Yeah, but totally. Very right. Extremely. That's but it is stupid that they don't react. I would like them to say that, hey, why are you taking our stuff? Or get some displeasure with them or something. Because, yeah, I think that would be very logical. But that's not happening, so... sucks. Then it just feels like you're supposed to take them. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the merchants. Nights are quiet and all. My god, the amount of stuff you can get. Piotus. Who are you, Piotus? I hope that person got banned. I wouldn't be going and banning, because I can understand it's different anyways to listen here for me to talk a lot about all sort of stuff. It's completely different than from a video from YouTube, and especially if you would like to see me play the game like Mass Effect 3 completely through, then yeah, you would probably like me to concentrate on that other than and not on the things that are unrelated to the game. I can understand that. And yes, it's YouTube, of course. And yeah, Twitch people are here to hang out. And after all, I personally don't even watch that many Twitches myself. I may watch Veriax. I may watch maybe a few others, and then Visserekko. And I watch Jim, but it's very few people that I watch from Twitch. Because it's different. And Tajunta, of course. When I happen to be up to watching Twitch. Usually I watch YouTube. So... oh man, how did the end of Mass Effect 3 go? I missed that. You have to go and look it. It's still in the YouTube, you can see it. I wish that Mass Effect 3 would have had different endings. It feels that there isn't an ending that would make me happy. Which is quite sad. All the endings seem to suck. So. Yeah, you haven't streamed in the longest time. But I remembered that I watched the... what was the game? What was the game name? Jim. Say, what game was it? Street something. It was that gangsta game, kinda. What was the name? I don't remember. Was it Chinese specifically that they were talking there, or... what's the name of it? I can't bring up the name in my mind, even though you can't remember it either. Oh my goodness. Well, at least you know what I'm talking about, right? Sleeping Dogs, that's it. There you go. But I couldn't think what the heck it was. I had a feeling it was something like that, but I just couldn't remember the name. But yeah, I watched that from you. Long time ago. And okay, Byatus. Welcome, friend. The merchant cries out to you, his spell jingling with rings. He waves his arms about in the dramatic presentation of his wares. What brings you to my humble trading post? Have a certain something in mind or just browsing? Could you tell me anything about this seal? I found it in inventory as well, apparently. I have never seen that before. You'll have to ask one of the other merchants. Okay, show me what you have for sale then. Most certainly, have a look. A mean look. Forge-bound hammer. Interesting. Those were important if we would wanna... Well, at least for a forge-burst person, that could be important for trying to get rid of the fool problem with him. How good of a weapon do you have? You had the denderizer. This is worse. You couldn't wear this. It would be better, I guess, maybe, but you couldn't wear it. Iron javelin. Exquisite. Such an exquisite weapon. Studded iron crochet. Where does it go? Plus 10 to parry. Maybe. Sigil of fire. I'm quite certain I already know it, right? No, I don't. I don't have fire. Volcanic weapon accent. What's that supposed to be? The scroll contains a magical accent which causes a material force spell to grant burning strikes that damages targets in a line. I guess I can take that at least. But Sigil of Fire? Then I could do fire and frost. That could be cool too. Come on, it was okay with endings. In my playthrough we all merged in a green goo and Joker remained with Edie together. Yeah. Well, but to me it feels like everyone is the same. I would love that ending if it could just change the AIs. But why do everyone else become kind of robotic? To me, seems a bit like not something I would want. So yeah, my preferred ending would be probably still then the one where I take control of the Reapers and help fix things. Because on the other hand, it seems so forced. I can't think of destroying the AIs because it would seem that everything we did with the cat and so on and forth would be completely pointless. Everything. We would lose everything. So yes, that's a no-go. Then, I don't remember what... There was one more, right? Well, one was that the cycle will begin anew. Also wouldn't feel the nicest. And then that merchant thing is really nice for Eevee. I would love that ending for Eevee. And maybe Joker. But I wouldn't want to force that upon everyone in the world. Everyone in existence. They have no choice in saying if they would want to be one or not. Sure, everyone would understand each other's better, but are we all almost the same then? Isn't that kind of bad? Doesn't it take a lot of individuality away? So yeah, I don't like that one. And I'm not satisfied with the controlling the Reapers to repeal and stuff either. I'm just... Because it destroys me nonetheless. Everything also destroys me other than the fighting them. So there wasn't anything that I liked. In one way they've succeeded, which is... People are still talking about how to end it even now. I guess, but... yeah, I'm just not satisfied with them. I would be the happiest to be able to just destroy the Reapers, but not having to be forced to destroy all the other AIs. Because it just feels wrong. It would just have those problems again in the future between the AIs and the living creatures. But yeah, I don't like forced solution that, hey, we will just merge together, so now we will forcefully understand each other's. Now we will be the same. Why can't we just work diplomatically and get to a proper solution with each other rather than going and forcing something like that? That's my biggest problem. I don't like forcing such a thing. Wow. Green ending humans can marry Cat. More partner to choose. Well, that's not what I would be liking. So, yeah. And considering how much effort the Cat did to get to that point, it feels like it undermines everything just doing that. So, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. I only like it for Evie and Joker. That's the only people that I would like it for, but no one else. Otherwise, it just sucks. For me, I don't need you guys to agree with me. For me, I don't like them. It doesn't satisfy me. None of them satisfy me as an ending at all. Maybe it's a fated choice, but on the other hand, it's still a choice that none of them make me happy. So, in real life, if I would have to, I would put into that sort of situation. I don't know, I might not choose any of them. And then the cycle would repeat itself. Probably. And that wasn't even an option originally. They added that sort of option. Go to Rannoch, build a home, so at least I made Joker happy. Yeah. But I don't think that they cannot be happy as they are. Why can't they be happy as they already are? Why do they need that to be able to be happy? Guess it's just, okay, they can be happier, more happy. But, yeah. But yeah, just didn't enjoy that, not whatsoever. I don't know about that, Jim Jim. The hardest decisions are the ones you have to make that you're not happy with. For me, I don't know. You can like whatever you like, but I just don't. I just don't. I didn't think originally I would like the blue ending as in the control, but in the end I ended up liking it the best, so yeah. And killing would have been otherwise great, but it's just not great for the Cat and the Edie. So, of course, I couldn't make that choice. Otherwise, I would have loved to make that, but I couldn't, sadly, make such a choice, so no go. No go. But yeah, I don't know. I am dissatisfied by that game overall, so I wouldn't say that it's the... Maybe it's the hardest decision, but it doesn't leave me with happy about the ending at all. It doesn't leave me happy. I'm happy overall that I played the game, sure, the games, Mass Effect games, but overall it's less likely I will play them again as a result, because I wasn't happy with the ending, and it's less likely that I would ever rank it as top of my favorite games. I don't like it. I like the ending of Planescape Torment. It's amazing ending. There's still choices there too, but it's an amazing freaking game, and every ending is cool in my opinion, to be honest. I definitely would rank it higher, way, way, way higher than Mass Effect ever. For the simple fact that, yeah, the ending just... And overall, I just enjoyed it more. In the end, nonetheless, there's a lot of great stuff with Mass Effect, of course. I don't want to be dissing it by any means, because there is a lot of great stuff. But if I would have to choose one or the other, I would still choose Planescape Torment any day. Yeah, I like Mass Effect 1 and I like Mass Effect 2 too. And I like most of the stuff in Mass Effect 3. I just really dislike the ending. It just doesn't leave me with a good taste at all. So I don't think that's a good thing though. All of those choices are in general otherwise cool, and it's fine that it ends like that, but it just doesn't leave me happy. It's all that there is to it. Doesn't leave me happy. It feels that every choice is a bad one. Doesn't Just doesn't make me happy. That's all that there is to it. I can't really justify it by any other ways or any other way. It just doesn't make me happy. That's all. I can't say more. Can't say much more. Just not happy. That is all that she wrote. That's a nice little aquamarine. Let's sell some of this goddamn garbage that I have here. At least I assume that everything that's here is garbage. I hope that's the case. Chalcedony. Give her the loot, so let's make it happy, so I'm led to believe. That's not true. Make it happy again. No. Planescape Tournament, like I said, I love that ending. I've been happy with a lot of different games. The only other game that I can think of that at least I have streamed that I was very unhappy with, of course, was the Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. But I was unhappy with a lot of stuff in that game. Overall, it just felt like I understand there's also a lot of people that enjoy that game, but for me it felt like mixing up two great games together with bad results, plus adding then even more quick time event stuff and adding into battles that I did not enjoy, and sneakiness, which was fine in some cases but not that great in always. So yeah. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong for having the likes I do. House seal. Indeed, I found this just a moment ago. This seal was made with care and attention to detail. You recognize its sigil from the merchant house hand over quill. Intriguing. Intriguing, I'd say. Sigil of life regeneration. It's just it takes me so long to try to go through these items we have here. Okay, would this be better? Would this be worse? What should I give up and what should I sell? And so on and forth. Very difficult choices, all of them, always, all the time. I really can't say I know. What should I sell? What should I keep? Who can say? I guess that can be important too. I'm not exactly certain, to be honest. I could afford this Sigil of Fire core, but I am uncertain if I should buy it. Don't like sneaking. AI is always broken in those games. Couldn't play Dishonored for long. And like I said, I enjoyed Sands of Time and I enjoyed Warrior Within. They were different, but they were both cool. But then when you combine those two with the different elements and then add stuff that makes them worse, the game worse, just didn't feel right. And also the story, combining those stories together in a weird way, just made it weird. Just made it weird, that's all. It's a shame that I didn't like it, in a sense, but can't be helped. Sigil of Fire core. Would I be able to get this from somewhere? I guess I should come and pack for it maybe a little bit later. It feels wrong to already use all of my money to learn that, but... A volcanic weapon. So it's again in here. Yeah, good. Uses the fire and brimstone to cause material force spells to damage foes in a line. Okay. What would that exactly mean then? Material spells, you say? Yeah, that's just a frost fire. Assumed as much. What about this sigil of 4 spells? Nope, that's the other one. Or was it? This is at least this one. Yep, that was the same one. This can't have that. Cannot. Just want to figure out where it can be used, or can it only be used with the fire sigil, which is possible. That it can only be used there. But, gotta check. Gotta try to find out. Is that truly the case? Maybe so, maybe so. So then it won't exactly be useful as of yet, but can't be helped then. Can't be helped. Well, it's something we own regardless. But okay, enough of me complaining about other games, okay? So much talk from me about completely other stuff, and we get hardly anywhere in Tyranny. Hold shift to issue multiple commands to a party member. Looking if you wrote anything, but then it's a smiley face. It's okay. It's okay, but on the other hand, I'm worried that how many games will I in my life be able to play through if I go this slowly? How many games can I be able to play for you guys if I go too slowly? Watchbound. Blance Headhunter, sure. Spire Forge, sure. Let's check people. We only sell to members of Kairos' armies and you, of course, Fatebinder. If you need anything, speak to Laharas, is the one in charge here. Ulantis, master of casting. Ulantis surveys the room with an air of superiority. He addresses you without making an eye contact. Is there something you want? Is there a problem? His eyes carefully watch Lahara as he answers to you. Yes, but these are forge-bound matters, nothing that concerns the High Court of Tunon, I can assure you. What do you do here in the forge, then? I keep things running smoothly, upkeep mostly, he smiles coyly. I am also second in command to Lohara, so in case anything ever happens to her, I'm here to take charge. Uh-huh. Alrighty then. If you need anything, yes. I'll then talk to Lohara. Best place to live, but it's a great place to get materials. Sure. It's hot, don't touch it. Why not? Surely it's okay to touch. This armor newly made by the Forgebound, it is still warm to the touch. What's this? Vagrant Shaw. These worn iron weapons look as if they have been recently repaired and are being readied to be shipped out. Back out. Oh yeah, you. You are the one that I need to talk to. Sure, it's not about the number of games, about how you do it. And I think they could, but on the other hand, at least Tyrone said, or Tunon said that we shouldn't, and that they would be not acceptable to get these guys to work on him, but maybe. But we'll see. We'll see if that will be possible. But yeah, I do agree with that. That it's more important how you play the games through rather than how many of them. But on the other hand, I want to play one day all the Witcher games. I want to play Hero to Might and Magic 3, Darkest Dungeon, Might and Magic 7, Might and Magic 6, the newer games, Cyberpunk. It's just, there's so many games I would want to still be able to play. Just me, not because of the amount, but want to be able to do them one day, and thinking how goddamn many there is and how slowly I will be progressing is kind of frustrating sometimes. Maybe there will be Legend of Grimrock 3 one day. That will be definitely going high on the top of the list, or Truthstone 2 as well. I wonder, is there actually a lot of other games that are like Truthstone? If you can say something like some games that are more like it, that could be nice, because I really did enjoy that game a lot. So, as well. So, yeah. There's just so many games I would like to play one day. And I'm a little bit too slow in that regard. I just am. It's just the reality of it. Lohara, master of tempering, a muscular woman stands upright from her forge and turns to look at you, a light of the fire playing across her face, making her eyes stand dangerously. A toothy smile breaks across her mouth, the only bright spot of her soot-stained face. Of course, of the Yakuza games. Yeah, you have been waiting for my feature playthrough for years. I know, Sara, I know. And then, what was the other thing that I was gonna mention? Of course, I should also finish all the games that I've already played or started even remotely. Personas are something that Sarah would love me to play, so basically they are also on the list, even though not quite in the first top priority because of, well, first of all, Persona 3 ain't on Steam anyway, so it's a little bit tougher to get that done. Then, what else? Yakuza, at least I think when Yakuza 0 is done, we probably will immediately continue to Yakuza 1, so Sunday spot will be just reserved for Yakuza games, I think, anyways. What else? Just trying to think, what other games were there that I especially wanted to play? Oh yeah, Gothic, for example, I would like to play Gothic games. They are not that well-known games in a lot of places. They were more popular in the Eastern Europe. I did see Gothic 3 in a shop when I was young, but I never bought it. But I did look that would look cool enough, but didn't get it at the time, sadly. Maybe Dungeon Keeper 2 would be cool to play through. Even though I have played it through a lot younger, but it would be still cool to play through at some point. I really love that game. Personas don't have to be played in number order. I guess that's true. Maybe I can then consider playing Persona 4 before Persona 3, but still would feel more correct to play Persona 3, nonetheless. But yeah, it's not like I was planning to play Persona 1 or 2 at least. You specifically said that you would want me to play number 3. But maybe number 4, maybe. At least it's available in Steam now, so it's a chance. It's a possibility. just so goddamn many games, and I don't know which ones to prioritize. Okay, but yeah. Do you kill with your left hand or your right? She asks. She rubs blackened palms together, eyeing you expectantly. Normally I can tell at a glance, but you are a little harder to read. Glare at her, of course. Claire. 4 is your personal favorite, eh, Sare? Do I have a favorite hand that I kill with? Why would you like to know? I guess I'll say right. I am right-handed myself, so it just feels natural to think that it would be right. Noted. She clears her throat and wipes her blackened hands on the canvas of her smock. I am Lohara, master of tempering and forge master of Legion's Crossing. My tasks exceed the hours left in the day, but there is no harm in pausing my work if it means speaking with the Fate Binder. How may I be of assistance? Why did you want to know if I kill with my right hand or left hand? The cutlass is the hardest piece of the panoply and the most rewarding to work. So many scales of so many different sizes. Then there's the rivets. She slides her thumb and fingers together, shedding flecks of soot and iron dust. I imagine you see a lot of battle in your line of work. One cutlass is inevitably going to wear out before the other. My mind is always thinking on what will need repairs first. It's as simple as that. I think Gear Tactics is a good hardcore tactical game. First thing came to my mind when I saw Treatstone. It's really different story-wise, but gameplay looks similar to me. Okay, I need to check that out then. Gear Tactics. Alrighty. We'll keep that in mind. Well, tell me about Legion's Crossing. I don't see much of it, only this. She points to the roof and walls of the forge. Letion and her merchant crew settled this area a while back. The brave fools built bridges over the old walls and made themselves a crossroads trading post. Real pioneer spirit stuff. The full place might have been ignored by Kyros's forces, except somebody discovered there's iron everywhere. Can't wash your clothes in the river without them coming out rust-tinged. So the iron made Letion's crossing important enough for Kyros to want it for himself. It made good sense to move some of us all forge-bound here to Letion's crossing. Easier to put us near the iron instead of shipping it over mountains. That, and this is a crossroads. We can resupply our allies faster than ever from our new workshop. Tell me about the forge-bound. For centuries, my guild has sought the union of magical and manual perfection, while others concern themselves with the arcane for the sake of inordinate power. We study to overcome the traditional limits of our arts and crafts. The forge is our dominant concentration of study, but not all forge-bound work metal. Some are weavers, carpenters, and one of our older members fancies himself a chef. The wise and mighty Kyros has been kind to our guild. He offered to put our weapons and armor in the hands of those who would change the world. A proud smile overcomes her face, and he has been true to his word. Forge-bound iron has trampled the tears, and all that oppose Kyros' forces rest their heads on forge-bound spears. What can you tell me about the forge-bound master? Stadia is the best leader I have had the pleasure of working under. She guides the force-bound with a steady yet stern hand, guaranteeing of all our work is of the utmost quality and peerless every regard. I am Stadia's second, which is why I am the force master of Letion's Crossing. She points at Ulantis. He is my second, should anything happen to me. I haven't worked with him long, so I don't know much about him or the true long-lasting quality of his work, but he was appointed by Stadia, so he must be good at what he does. Can you make something magical? No, she smiles and shakes her head, but almost everyone asks. Relics of arcane power must grow into themselves. They are never made from nothing. She points her finger into the air and smiles. But what I can do is use my magic to swing my hammer with perfect precision, or work a cantrip to handle molten metal with my bare hands. Huh? Molten metal with your bare hands, that is special. We can build artifacts of exceeding quality and refinement, but they must be used in great deeds to grow into relics of power. That's interesting. And that is why we seek to put the works of our forges into the hands of the greats. True legends require the alliance of swords maker and sword master. Why make weapons if you could kill your foes with magic? Why walk if you could pay porters to carry you? She shakes her head with a huff. We have ways to protect ourselves from those who would abuse us, but we study the arcane for purposes of building, not destroying. We leave that to others. They can take our implements and use them to sow chaos if they choose. I would rather take chaos and force order on it. How exactly does your magic help you make things? Our most important rituals bind the crafter, tools, and materials into one entity. She cracks a nervous smile. Close enough. In my own work, to forge bind, draw the whole of my senses to the edge of the blade I'm tempering. I can see the tiniest notch, or touch my finger to the blade and feel the razor sharpness without breaking my skin. Such perfect execution of art has its costs, of course. One's heart and lungs become linked to a flamen hammer. A dropped hammer could lead to a stopped heart. Most of our members die in the throes of the work, killed by a distraction or simple error. She blushes. We lose a lot of apprentices. What about something else then? Why make weapons, she asked the forge bounds. Trains we got to no frat from that question. It is. But it's nice that she's entertaining us. Tell me about the disfavored. The disfavored have treated us as honored guests. We are given privacy, autonomy, food, and protection. In return, we give them the best iron in the tiers, and they put it to use. She shrugs, a favorable arrangement. But I am no fool that I read too much into the kindness. We are a war resource and exist only because we feed their insatiable need for quality iron. Are you well? You look weary. Ecstatic. Her voice is matter of fact and smile creeps in. The ritual of the forge slings hard to hammer. My blood beats only when I strike my ingot. My forge runs too hot if my breath becomes too hurried. The bond is both fatiguing and exhilarating. Is that how you excel at your craft? Well, that and practice, she scowls. But yes, the ritual links the senses to the material and the body to the tools. My hand becomes a joint, the hammer the true end of my arm. I feel the heat of the forge as if it were the weather of the room. Under such circumstances true focus can emerge. Couldn't that kill you? I should hope so. She laughs, her face blushing the color of molten metal. Better than being defiled and killed by brigands, poisoned by crane rot, or slain by childbirth. Would not a soldier wish to die in battle? Fascinating. Let's speak of other matters. Does seem very fascinating when I'm saying fascinating. How may I be of assistance? Can you make something for me then? Can? She lifts an eyebrow. Most certainly. Will? Well, Kairos invented cues for a reason. She lets slip a sigh. I have every iron walker and every Scott chorus ringleader sending me bribes and flattery in hopes that I'll work off schedule and make them some special this or one of a kind that. Her mouth moves as if to speak, but she falls silent, folding her arms. Well, I'm sorry. I did not realize the request was so thoughtless. My apologies. Yay, favor. Subterfuge skill. I get unreasonable demands every day, but it's not the volume, it's the purpose. She lowers her voice to a near whisper and steps closer to you. I do resent that Kairos demands to reduce our work to mere quotes. I should be allowed to customize my work for every soldier. Only apprentices have anything to learn from making the same size helmet again and again. Yeah, I can understand that. Forget I asked, okay? That I will. I would like to talk to you about Barik if you have some time. What about him?
Why did you bring us here, Fatebinder?
Barik. I don't know if I'm getting you out of that. I wanted to just, talk about it. See where we could maybe try to go. Yeah, we would certainly get rad for that. Fascinating. Yeah, I would think so. I don't know what to say, Barik. Lying seems so wrong, though. And is it really lying? I didn't mean that I will for sure. I wanted to talk about it. It's not like she probably should be able to do something like that. I just wanted to talk about it. My god. It moves too fast with Barik. Rusted joints. That's why. We need to get you out of there. And it wouldn't be any wonder if they would get rusted, considering he has to do everything inside that goddamn armor. So that would make sense. It's not now that because I'm trying to play this game and try to concentrate and seem to maintain anything. Maybe you're just enjoying the show. In the meantime. Do you guys have, otherwise, I know what Sarek would love me to play, but do you guys have any specific game that you would like to see me play the most? It's not like I can promise that I will for sure play it first or next as a next game, but it is interesting to know your guys' opinions about that. But point 1 seems like rat with Tunon, that's true. It would make sense. Well, I am just... Fine, I'll try just looking around.
So we came to the forge in Lethian's Crossing on a whim. How ridiculous of me to suspect otherwise.
Well, I didn't even see that this was a freaking smith before.
I seem to recall asking you quite clearly to leave this be.
Claire silently. A low crawl issues from within Parik's domed helm. I'm not gonna ask this, because that would be even wrong, but I would like to just examine. I hoped you would examine Barik. Did the educator not issue an injunction against precisely that action? Indeed, he sent the decision by bird to each of the guild workshops. Yeah, but that's indeed, I don't want to ask her to free him. I would just like to have a look. If you merely look him over, that's not exactly against the educator's decree, is it? Allow me to state this in no uncertain terms, Fatebinder. The Forcebound swore our allegiance to Tunon the Educator, Archon of Justice. We do not easily forget the oath, nor do we rush to circumvent it. Our fastidiousness is not limited to our craft. Loyalty to an oath looks like this, Fatebinder, in case you had forgotten. I'm kind of annoyed with Barik, because I said before too that I would ask about it. I wasn't even requesting her to do anything of the sort, just so that we could learn a little bit more after all. That's a simple case. It's fine that she says no. Totally fine. But it's also okay from me to just simply ask. And Barik should be okay with that. And sorry if some noises. You played so many and I arrived here too late. I want to catch up on so many playthroughs. No sense for me to leave a recommendation. Okay, Caesar. Alrighty, gotcha. I wouldn't be asking this. So thank you for your time. But it is just, I just asking. It's not even asking them to do anything, basically. It's just their opinion about it. That's pretty, it's not a wrong thing in my opinion. She nods brusquely and turns away, then pauses. Fatebinder. There may be an individual who can help you. Rumor has it that there's a mage-smith of some manner in the Stone Sea. God damn it, that's the one place that I assumed that I wouldn't be traveling to the Stone Sea. By all rights, she should have been killed, so I assume that she's worked out a deal with that glowing green bastard Nerat. I cannot provide you with a name, but you might ask around Halfgate if you have the misfortune of being in the area. I appreciate it, Lohara. Goodbye, Fatebinder. As far as I'm concerned, this conversation never occurred. Of course not. You have returned! Lohara turns to face you, her body covered, her head to toe in short hues, just rising and falling under a strain of labored breathing. There's always more demand for iron that there is time in the day. She removes a set of heavy canvas gloves and balls her fists, the joints of her fingers crackling in unison. Okay, just wanted to make sure if there was anything else. But, so there would be an option, but... Especially if someone here waits for years. I guess that's true, but on the other hand, Sare also wanted me to play Yakuza. I am playing that game at this very moment. So... Sare would like me to play a lot of games. But of course, Witchers... I know, I should really play them. We actually got some useful info, even with Parik's attitude. Yep. But I understand Barik. He is very loyal to Tunon and everything. Who was the leader of their group that is favored? Now I can't remember all of a sudden. So I understand, but on the other hand, looking at the armor and stuff ain't in any way unreasonable. I would still have to say that. It's not an impossible thing to ask. Forge-bound apprentices. And yeah, I'm just looking through every freaking door, you stupid barrack. It's not like I was looking for that place. So that is still the case. I can't even see what the door leads me to. My god. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm at least getting Yakuza at the moment.
Something.
Though I've been waiting for Witcher longer than I have known what Yakuza is about. Yeah, but on the other hand, the problem is that I wouldn't play Witcher as a stream, so I have to have a possibility to start playing it as a let's play then. And I think I did try to start playing it one point, but it didn't work quite as well at the time in my computer, which was the reason that then I didn't continue it. After all, I played through the tutorial of The Witcher 1 nonetheless. So that was the main reason that I didn't play it. Also the reason that I didn't play Legend of Grimrock 2 originally quite as new as I could have. Why to Tunon? To Ash probably, but past that I don't think he cares, can't be loyal to everyone. Sure, he's loyal especially to Ash, but on the other hand, he clearly, when Tunon says no, he is extremely hostile about trying to take off the armor now. Apparently, that's clearly what he said there. Fine of Roche. What is this? Ah, subterfuge. No light and seems a natural extension of the darkness. Ooh. I might actually like to wear that. Okay, it's one of those accessories. Purifying, immunity to poison, I guess that's fine. And this is +1 quickness. I guess I would like to rather have the subterfuge. Who wants to have this then? I guess you could use it. You have one of those, and then you could have this for some more quickness. Would make sense for you. Well enough. The old walls are dangerous. I wouldn't recommend going inside. The back wall of this home has long since crumbled away, revealing the old walls behind it. Yay. Witcher 1 at time of release was not friendly. Loading screens for 15 minutes now. They fixed all of that and it's enjoyable to play. Yeah, and of course it's not like I would have played it on release anyways. But I originally played it nonetheless closer to its release, and at the time it did crash a lot, which was frustrating. Which was the main reason that I didn't play it further then at the time before starting Let's Plays. So that is definitely true. Yep, crashes was the most annoying thing. But so it's not completely blind as a result, but I only was in the first village. As in, after the tutorial you go into a certain location, like a little bit of a village area. So I haven't played further than that, Witcher 1. So a lot of it would be blind, so it would be having a lot of completely stuff that I've never explored. Never ever. Well, what's this place? You must scatter your party before venturing forward. But what is this? What is this place? That's my question. Tyranny definitely has seemed like an interesting game that I will probably play on my own again, because there's a lot of different options you can do. And I really love the spells and the combat and stuff. There is an eerie glow of unknown origin coming from the depths of this pit. What's this location then? Is this the place that I shouldn't be coming to yet? Is this kind of going to the old walls direction? Not certain. There's dead people though, which seems suspicious. These floor stones have been broken recently. Bits of metal nearby would suggest it's a result of careless soldiers. That seems like a secret door, possibly. What the heck is this even? Is this where I could exit then if I could get on top of a spire here? Possibly. Oh, this seems to be the door. The door... Interesting noises. The door creates a near perfect seal with the surrounding walls. Along its surface you see several ships and shallow gouges from failed attempts to force it open. There is nothing to interact with on its panels, and you surmise that it has never meant to be opened from this side. Quite interesting.
Curious.
There is an eerie glow of unknown origin coming from the depths of this pit. Curious. No camping supplies for me. What's this note from the Iron Guard Vintara? Interesting. As per our verbal agreement, you are allowed entry into the old walls at Lethian's Crossing with an explicit instruction to find a path to the Bronze Brotherhood campsite on the other end. Any items acquired inside the old walls will be yours to keep in exchange for your help in this matter. Iron Guard Windara was apparently the commander of Lethian's Crossing, and apparently she's kind of breaking the law, in a sense of saying that it's okay for them to go there. A trial of the Archons, yeah? Yeah, this is evidence against the Craven Ashe that they are actually... This person is disfavored soldier wanted access to the Twin Rivers old walls, which is quite suspicious considering they're not supposed to do something like that. So, quite intriguing indeed. So yeah, this does seem like the location I'm supposed to go through. But I don't think I want to go here yet. I wanted to go and actually explore the city otherwise. So we'll be coming back. We are gonna be continuing to look through this place for a certainty. But not right away. I'll look at least at this drone or whatever this is in here. And after that, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll just explore everything first. Interesting rune. Oh, perfect. A rune. This sunken relief, though heavily damaged, is clearly meant to depict a runic symbol similar to the one you saw at the Ascension Hall. The relief is incomplete, and thus the final form of the rune is unknown. But hey, lore 50, take a charcoal wrapping. Make a charcoal wrapping of the relief's shape to help discern the rune's design. Pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. With enough collected imprints, it may be possible to reconstruct the original shape of the rune. So, not yet ready, but that's very nice. Examine it. I guess I should be examining it then too. Yeah, Stirring Visions quest updated. Incomplete charcoal wrapping Sunset Spire. A portion of an unknown sigil has been recorded on this scroll. The charcoal imprint is rough and incomplete, leaving the full design a mystery for now. But for how long? Yeah, you went into the old wall spikes. On the other hand, apparently the disfavored have wanted to come into here, so that gives us even more reason to actually go and investigate further in here. Why did they want to go here? But I think I'll continue with that after I've explored a little bit more of the actual city itself. Depend on you for how long? Do you mean in what way? Yeah, I guess it makes sense that that's a spot to get inside or more into that direction. Guess it makes sense. Where does this lead then? Lead. Armor can never reduce damage below 1. Ah, There's actually people I can talk to.
Right.
Perfect. Let's see if we can spot anything more. How much, I do actually have very good subterfuge now that I have that amulet on, as in 66 even. Really not bad. Not bad at all. And we're getting slowly but surely to the level 6, where everyone almost otherwise is other than Eb. Eb is at least on our level. Hello, Kalea. Or Kalea. Sorry, I'm not interested in whatever you're selling. If you want to talk to someone, talk to my brother. Okay, I shall do that then. And I shall steal more of your stuff. Hello, Callion. Greetings, Fatebinder. Apparently, your brother also doesn't want to talk, but I'm sure I'll be returning here at some point. Ah, you read it. It remains a mystery, but for how long? Yeah, it depends on me, yes. How long will it remain a mystery? But I don't think I could solve it, at least immediately anyways, so it will remain a mystery for indefinite time. As in, I cannot know yet how long it will take for me to figure it out. Melita. Good day to you. Good day. But alright, that's all I can do in here, I guess, for the moment. Let's get downstairs then, explore these areas here, the lowest portion of this side of the freaking village. So much to explore. You can't do this to me! What has this favorite soldier been doing to you? What's going on? And you know the law. These products are contraband. You are not allowed to bring them into or sell them in Legions Crossing. Fatebinder, your assistance, please. I need your help before this brute takes my belongings. Oh, no, Laurent is talking. Fatebinder, your assistance, please. I need your help before this brute takes my belongings. What's the issue here? It's robbery. That's the issue here. This soldier stopped me and is going to confiscate my goods. I need you to educate. You know this situation is not that simple, Laurent. But if you wish to petition for education, I will present my case to the Fatebinder. I am an enforcer of the Archon of Justice. Once invoked, my ruling is final. Are you sure this is what you want? I will abide by your decision, Fatebinder. To Aulus, why are you threatening to confiscate this man's goods? He is attempting to bring goods obtained from illegal sources. We do not allow Chorus-bought products to be sold in Legion's Crossing. This policy is well known. He should not be surprised that we are taking his goods. To Laurent, what is your grievance? We merely wish to sell these items here in town. The goods themselves are not against the law and there is nothing wrong with them, but Aulus is trying to confiscate them. I'm not gonna be asking for bribes, that's for sure. Lol. No, it's the wrong voice, yeah. It's the wrong voice. Not everyone should be the same voice. It does seem a little bit wrong for me that the fact that just because they are from the Chorus originally would mean that he can sell them in here if they're not Choruses anymore. So I'll ask to Laurent first. You are attempting to sell goods from an illegal supplier. Where we got them is of no consequence. The goods themselves are not illegal and are needed in Legion's Crossings. The petty feud between the disfavored and Skarsgård has no bearing in this transaction. And so, to Aulus, these goods aren't illegal. Why would you confiscate them? Purchase and sale of items from both the Bronze Brotherhood and Skarsgård are illegal. The law is the law. Just because someone doesn't agree with the law doesn't mean they can ignore it. Okay, well, I'm ready to make my decision. Do either of you have anything else to add? Story doesn't ring true for me though. I don't understand yet who belongs on a spike. Huh? These goods can benefit the people of Legion's Crossing and it will be a waste to destroy them. We should be allowed to sell them here. These goods were obtained through illegal means. They should be confiscated. They are breaking the law. Everything else is irrelevant. Yeah, I'd say this. This is the balanced choice. Because they will be still beneficial. But, yeah. So, they will not be sold, but they also will not be destroyed. The goods will not be confiscated, but will instead be distributed to the townsfolk for free. But wait, Minder, how can this be? How can this be? No, neither one liked me. We agreed to stand by the decision, Laurent, and so we shall. The Fatefinder has spoken. Move along. It is a shame that such blatant disregard of the law is allowed, but I swore to stand by a ruling. So be it, Fatefinder. But they are good goods. It's kind of weird to me that Legion's Crossing is so hating the fact that I'm giving them for free to people. I would think that that should be okay, as choice in the end. The fact that they're not destroyed, sure, yeah, he can't sell them, but... Yeah, nothing but wrath from these peoples. They don't even have to buy them, yeah. That's, I don't quite understand. Like, I understand, I guess, that the seller, that they would have thought that should be able to sell them, isn't able to sell them, isn't able to get money from those goods. But they're still getting, the people that need it are getting it for free then. At least it's not destroyed. That I do feel that it's kind of weird that I got as much frat from them as I did. For certainly I do not quite understand. Hello, Fateminder, I have wares to sell if you have a mind for trade. Sure. Good day, my fine friend. Could I interest you in all manner of provisions? There's no telling what may befall on your travels. Could you tell me anything about this seal? I found it in the Ventrian's well. I don't recognize it, but one of the other merchants here might. Between us all, there has to be someone who has seen it in their travels. Show me what you have for sale. I know we'll find something you need, he says, gesturing to the goods piles on his stand. Maybe. Those are expensive stuff. That's even more expensive. Wow. Vile tongue. That would be probably a pretty nice weapon for you. If I would get it every way, it would be better. Just better every way. A little bit more damage. Accuracy a lot more. Recovery time is of course worse, but it's poisonous. Kinda cool. This blade is coated with the venom of the skull-vein serpent, known for injecting its lethal poison only in the midst of a magical deep bite, so as not to waste a drop. It probably was just balanced, otherwise you would get bigger frat with one of the sides. I guess so, I guess so. I don't think anything else would be worthwhile, but that is interesting. I may come back for it. It looks cool. I didn't get anything from you at the moment though, so... Merchant tents are a common sight in Legion's Crossing, yes. Makes me so surprised. So many settlers, all walking during the night. Greetings, Fatefinder. Come and look at my wares. Yes, yes. Good day to you. Might I interest you in all manner of provisions? Who knows what he'll run in outside of Legion's Crossing? Could you tell me anything about the seal? I found it in inventory as well. Basel looks at the seal for a few moments and shakes her head. Can't say I recognize it, but I don't really get into affairs outside of Legion's Crossing unless I have to. Archie and Bronze might, though. He seems to be well-traveled. Show me what you have for sale, then. She motions you over. I'm sure we can find something you need. Do we, though? Do we? You have potions of all sorts. And a frost gore and a lightning gore that I definitely have at this point. So, thank you, but no thank you. At least as of yet. Merchant Tychus. Welcome, welcome, the merchant motions you over. What can I get for you today? Be sure to stock up before you leave. There's plenty of miles between here and the bastard city. Could you tell me anything about this seal? Tychus turns it over in his hands and shakes his head. It doesn't look like any seal I've encountered. Sorry, someone else might know though. Show me what you have for sale. We will find something you like. It turns to his goods. Relentless. So relentless. It has a volley. Fires multiple projectiles. This Scarlet Fury bow is adorned with spikes of bone. I just find stuff that I would like to buy for verse here. Alright, but nothing more otherwise. That is a cool bow though. Step closer, traveler. I have something just for you. Just for me? Are you sure? You gotta have something for me then. Harsient Bronze, maybe you will know about that seal that I found. Greetings and salutations. The jolly merchant greets you with a smile and a clap on the shoulder. And welcome to Lethian's Crossing, home to the best merchants in the entirety of the seas. He pauses and winks. That would be me. Hashiband, Bronze at your service, hippos. What can I do for you? Well. What can you tell me about other merchant companies in the tiers? Oh, there have been several over the years, and they've thrived or struggled in this new age of law. He counts off his fingers. There were the shade marmors, the lace-fringed linked rings, and of course the hand-over quill. He grimaces at the last one. But don't let me forget the visitors of prosperity, the yellow muggles, the tenfold valor. He trails on for some time. Tell me more about the hand-over quill. They were once a powerful trade organization that, well, he cups his mouth and cleanses around. Let's just say that you didn't want to get between them and a contract. And what's with the laws in the bastard city, the quill slunk into the shadows of Kyrus' authority, trying to keep a lower profile. If you're involved in any of their dealings, stay far away. A shipment of iron and weapons went missing. It was found with this seal in a house in Echo Call Crossing. He strokes the shadow of bed crawled under his shin. Suspicious, I agree, but war always has its little problems. He waves a dismissal. It doesn't add up. Now if we can return to the subject of my wares. He smiles and readies to show you some fancy bubble. The weapons were meant for the disfavored, and the Ventrian God suddenly had iron weapons. The Ventrian God? Harchin trumps his fingers on his mouth and considers. Well, this changes things, I suppose. Changes things? What does hand-over quill have to do with the Ventrian Guard? First things first. Harchin clears his throat. This will come at a price. If something unfortunate took place and my connection were tracked back to me, the consequences would be costly. You know, I'm shocked to find an honest merchant like yourself engaged in an illicit trade. You gain some subterfuge skill experience. His complexion loses some color. Illicit? Whatever do you mean? Gestured to his wares. That bottle. Essence of masonberries. A deadly poison. What bottle? Hashin turns, pulling on to the ends of his beard. He tries to follow the direction of your gesture. There's no... Then his confusion clears, replaced by stark understanding. Of course, there's a bottle, and after you tell the authorities that I must have stashed or destroyed it, then it's your word against mine. Am I correct? Most perceptive of you. Most perceptive. I'm so mean here. We have no rings to pay for info, cause we never take bribes. Yeah, I never take bribes. I'm not a bribe person. Brided person. Occupational hazard. The merchant lets out a heavy sigh. I should be used to this by now. You have lost the house seal. If you breathe a word of this to anyone, I will denounce you for the liar that you are, but... He looks around to make sure there are no settlers close enough to overhear what is being said. I received instructions from the Fifth Eye to use hand-over quill to deliver iron weapons to Ventrinswell Citadel. I don't question my orders, I just follow through. I don't know anything else, and that's the truth. Okay, so you're the one that got information from the fifth eye. Fifth eye is from the Scarlet Chorus. So, right? I'm very certain that fifth eye was from there. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Scarlet Chorus was someone that I didn't trust in making some not so good decisions, as in bad things. Hand over quill to deliver iron weapons to Vengeancefell Citadel. Yeah, so they did deliver them some iron weapons. I'd like to see your wares. Added. The Trial of Archons. Well, we got some info. Mercy. Devastating, revolutionating. Accelerates recovery on kill. Ah, that's what it means. Staff of Enigma. Mantle of Mirrors. Spell Reflection. Reflect 20% of incoming hostile spells back to the caster. Cool. This cloak doesn't protect from the elements, but the reflective fabric bends light at strange angles. And then Sigil of Fire Core. Sigil of Routine I did buy. Sigil of Illusion I have. Then Sigil of Bleeding. Ah dear, so many things I would like to get. Rings Counter Seal. What is this then? Will defense, okay. The Rings Counter Seal is a token of respectability among those with mind for numbers. As in not me then. Army Assassin say. I could put them into use, but I don't know how I want to be using my monies. He got instructions to deliver the iron, maybe he even did it himself, breaks to known speeds in so many places. Yes, but on the other hand, he gave that info for free for us. So I think I will not be trying to do anything bad towards him, because he in the end at least gave the info, even if we had to coax that out of him. But at least he did in the end. At least it's information. It's information against Scarlet Chorus, certainly. Welcome to the Legion's mistress, my lady. Please come in and enjoy. Ah, this sort of a place. Timo. That shouldn't be a lady. That should be a man's name. It's a man's name in here, Timo. That's not correct. Not at all. Goddamn Timo. But yeah, in here, the Tire of the Archons now, evidence against the Voices of Nerat. The Voices of Nerat was using Harshent Prawns to funnel weapons to the Ventrian Guard. Indeed, quite clearly. And yeah, first Riku, now Timo. What a pleasure it is to see you in my establishment, Fatebinder. It is always an honor to entertain some of your standing at Legion's mistress. If you are in need of entertainment or company for a short time, then we look forward to fulfilling those needs. How may I and my entertainers be of service to you? What brought you to the Legion's crossing? I was one of Legion's mistresses, of course, and where Legion went, so did I. She was very adventurous and not really the type to settle down. I may not have gotten all of her attention, but I did end up with a nice business, and I've been very comfortable. And if I had to share her with the various men and women around town, I was willing to be generous with her time. Tell me more about your establishment then. Legion's mistress started as a safe place for people to come to drink in secret, but eventually devolved into a catering place where drinking and, her eyes twinkle as she considered her words, it evolved into a catering place where drinking and fornication were both common activities. Everyone needs a way to relax, and I provide one for them. Do we have food and drink? We have plenty to eat and drink if your desire includes those of a less carnal nature. Let me see what you have. Okay, fruits, grain, meat, raw meat, water. Cool. At least I know what you have then. Welcome back. Thank you for gracing us with your presence once again. How much do you charge to partake in the entertainment? The price for all of my entertainers is 100 drinks for the night. If you would like specifics, please speak to the one you'd like to hire, and they can tell you about themselves and what they're particularly good at, she smiles. But each one of my puters will give you your rings first, I guarantee. So indeed, Callum, Lori, Timo, Sotega. Probably not, but I'll talk to them all.
Will do.
Sotika. The young woman smiles, her eyes widening with innocence. Welcome to Lydia's mistress. Wait, Binder, she says, pausing lightly. My name is Sotika, she giggles. Are you here to teach me the ways of the world? Tell me about yourself. Sotika's face flushes bright red and she turns her head, covering her mouth with her hand. Me? She asks quietly, her voice shy. Why do you want to know about me? I'm a simple girl. I know nothing of this world or my place in it. She looks into your eyes. Are you here to teach me? What can you offer that the others can't? If you would spend time with me, I will play Novice Sage in the Burning Library. She steps closer, her breast brushing lightly against you. I'm lost in here, Fatebinder. If I don't behave, I will be punished. She exhales lightly and looks around. Do I need to be punished? My goodness. Yeah, they can suit everyone's tastes. So... Novice Sage in the Burning Library. Okay. I will return. Maybe, possibly, probably not. What about you, Timo? Good day to you, traveler. My name is Timo. The dancer greets you with us, while slowly gyrating her hips successively at your approach. Her eyes flash brightly and she smiles, moving her hands in a welcome gesture. Are you in need of a companion? Tell me about yourself. Timo dips her head demurely and looks at you coyly. The past has no interest for me, she speaks in a calming, dulcet tone. I like to think about here. She points to a spot between her breast and slowly traces her finger down in front of her body. Now, what can you offer that the others can't? Timo's mouth widens into a smile and she puts a hand demurely to her lips. She leans forward, motioning with her other hand for you to move in closer. I will perform the Oathbreaker for you, she whispers the words, the heat of her breath caressing your ear. I could make a sage give up his books if I wanted. Talk to you later, person. What about you? Lorit. Welcome, welcome to Legion's mistress. The large man flexes his enormous biceps, his charcoal skin just glistening in the light. What can Lorit do for you? Do you need company today? Tell me about yourself. My life story. Sorry to say that it's short and boring. I had a happy childhood, nothing bad ever happened. I grew up to be a big and strong and never had any health issues. I approached Mr. Soapy about the job because I like what and who I get to do here. What can you offer that the others can't? Everything and more. Lorit lets out a hearty laugh. Ha ha ha, but my specialty is the Ventrian swell. Let your imagination run wild, and it's even better than that. Okay. Swell, eh? Sure. Sure, dude. What about you, Gallum? Good evening. The tall, thin man smiles at your approach. And welcome to Lydian's mistress. My name is Callum, and it would do me no end of pleasure to serve you today. Tell me about yourself. How did you end up here? There's not much to say, really. Callum muses quietly for a moment. I am from the north and was traveling with a performing troupe when we were besieged by bandits in Lydian's crossing. I was injured and lost consciousness, and when I came to, Mistress Sophia was nursing my wounds. The rest of the troop died in the fight, and I had nowhere to go. So the mistress offered me a position. She knew my performing skills would come in handy. It's the best job I've ever had. What can you offer that the others can't? If you want the ground to move and feel the walls tumbling down, I'm the man for you. I will give you the earth-shaker's delight, and trust me, you will never want to hire another performer again. Maybe later. Lorik is probably lean and muscular. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the case. For thought of playing Novice Sage in Burning Library in bed, she definitely needs to be punished. I guess so then. Do people really? Do they actually use these things? What things? What are you looking at? A class? Yes. If you're talking about the class, then yes. Good drink is hard to come by. This one isn't great, but it isn't terrible. That's good enough for me. I think the guy talking to Laureate, that guy with Laureate likished me. He smiled at me. Oh. Dude, does this settler like you? Look at him, he's definitely my kind of man. If you get a chance, feel his backs. They like granite. Ooh. Sometimes you don't need to pay to keep a good company. I swear, it's like he forgets I'm standing right next to him and can hear everything he's saying. Yeah. Well, hey, at least he doesn't have to pay to have good company with you, I guess. So, that's good. Alright. Let's get out of here. That's enough of that place. High lore skill is required to create the most powerful spell combinations. Yes, I know. Lore important. Lore the most important ever. Was there another bar too? I'm not sure, I didn't see yet. At least I don't think there was anything else inside, right? I don't need to go inside? If you saw something there too, let me know, so I will go and try to check there again. Just, if I need to. I would like to at least explore the Fool of Lethian's Crossing before I would be ending for today, so I will try to hurry a little bit at least. Good friend to obey. The Forgebound won't sell anything to us.
See that?
Yeah, well. This is the junction point for two waterfalls that pour over the top of the old walls.
On it.
Indeed. What's this? Frozen Shackle. When critically hit. Huh? Frozen Shackles are an impediment made for short-term prisoners. The cold air and volatile magic in their fortune are intended as deterrent for notably cruel cards. Okay. As in, do you get it yourself, the damage, or... that seemed almost like it should be a punishment for the prisoner, or whoever would get hit. I might be incorrect with that one, though. And then this, the river is commonly used by merchants bringing their wares to Lethian's Crossing. And more merchants. Care to take a look at my wares? I can take a look at your wares. Fine day, my friend. Might I interest you in my wares? I have all manner of goods I know you need. Sure. She pats her hand on her right ring belt. Let's see if we can find something you like. You have a lot of armors, nobleman's hats, juggler's clothes, whatever they would do. Ah, nimble plus 10 to range accuracy. Sounds cool. And then warrior's kirtle, plus 10 to athletics. This belt tightens about the midsection in a manner that simulates the wearer's humors. So expensive though. That's an expensive belt. Expensive belt you got there. More stuff. Okay, let's go down here. Fine enough. I don't know where to explore really. I'm just going about everywhere. Someone's just sleeping here.
It's all in the reflexes.
Broken hilt. Even though the sword blade is broken, the hilt's craftsmanship is particularly impressive. A master of blacksmith at the Spire Forge Operate may have more information about this item. Ooh. Bring this item to a blacksmith at the Spire Forge Operate to investigate its future. Yes, sir. Shall do. Your duties await thee. Good for you. Good for you. For having duties to wait for. No, not in that place. Somewhere else in Lethian's Crossing. Well, I don't think we've at least been there yet, so we will find a place like that then. Another bar. I cannot say, of course, because I haven't been able to explore that much yet. Don't try to shoot me, though, you guys. That would be crude and rude. And very rudely crude. I wonder if I should go and talk to Vintara about what I found. Good day to you, faint finder. The soldier gives you a brief salute. She then stands at attention. My name is Vintara. Welcome to Lytian's Crossing. Commander, it's been a while since I took a leave at the crossing. Glad to see you have everything in order, Parik nods. Parik, I haven't seen you since the March of Stalwart. It seems you've done well for yourself since then. She looks him up and down. What happened to you out there? I picked up some extra packets along the way. Nothing I can't handle. Well, you look a mess. First chance you get, I want to see you in a proper uniform, understood? Without waiting for a response, he returns to attention. What can I help you with? So, this is nice that I can do some conquest question. So, how has the situation with the Bane been? Okay, frat apparently. That depends on your point of view. If you're one of these ring counters, the situation has been just fine. The disfavored have and continue to fight off the Bane just as you commanded years ago. The settlement is safe, though we bear the burden alone and have paid for it in blood. Can you give me some information on what's happening in Lytian's Crossing? Our current orders are to garrison Lytian's Crossing. We are to secure the safety of the forts bound, the sanctity of Kairos' laws, and the well-being of the settlers. And we are dealing with a gang of Free City mercenaries. We need to clap back the setting sun. She coughs nervously. Well, that's not the official order, but you get the idea. Uh-huh. There is a small matter of thief in town, but I will not bother you with such trifles right now. I'm sure my soldiers can handle it. Uh-huh. Sure. Travel well, faint finder. She taps the back of her gauntlet to her helmet and bows deeply. More runners. What's this place then? Isn't this a tavern? Or whatever this may be as a place. Ah, this is the Eldian. This is the well-met faint finder, and welcome to Lytian's Crossing. This is the elder that I was supposed to talk to. How do you have camping materials in your bed, man? Sure. It's real strong to take anything from an old man, Eldian, but... The sunburnt man dips his head in greeting. An outsider never arrives alone. At least that is what my mother always said. She knew what she was talking about. ... He nods thoughtfully at his own words. I'm Eldian, welcome to Lytian's Crossing. Well, if it isn't Tunon's Fatebinder, welcome back to the Crossing. Haven't seen you around here since you put the disfavored in charge of everything. Eldian looks you over. Must say, my memory seems to be failing. Something I never thought I'd say. He winks. The way people talk about how you came through and drove the Brotherhood out of town. You should be 10 feet tall and shoot lightning from your eyes. I seem to remember you being a little more human. Can't always tell the content of a pie from its crust, though, can you? Thankfully, the disfavored haven't been too bad. At least you didn't choose the Scarlet Chorus to be our overlords. I tried to do my best with the choice. But enough of my prattling. You didn't come here for a history lesson or to get my opinions of your grandeur. He waves his hand dismissively at his previous comments. The educator sent you for the Archon of Song, I assume. What can this old fool do for you? What was that about the Archon of Song? Syrian, the songbird, feels like it's half the towns she's got mooning over her in that hovel near the river. Is on the first tier if you want to find her. His brow knits. Feel free to take her with you when you go. He cants his head slightly, banishing his sour expression. But seeing as you're not here for her, what can I do for you? I guess I should go and get her, so she's come here back then. So yeah, I don't think she should be in here. Can I ask you some questions about Lytian's Crossing? If you have questions about our settlement, I'm the one to ask. I've the dubious distinction of being the oldest living resident of Lytian's Crossing, so I've been here for a lot of its history. Eldian smiles. Eyes, hips, hair, and hearing might be failing, but my mind still remembers everything that's happened here. Prologue choices were hard. Don't remember what I did, just remember I restarted many times. I'm relatively happy. There was some choices that would have been better, probably to choose something else, but oh well. What would you like to know about? I do my best to not go too long about it. I know I have a problem keeping my conversations short. I would like to ask you about Crossing's history. If you have questions about what's going on in Crossing, I'm the one to ask. I've been here for more of its history than anyone else. He smiles. What would you like to know? Who was Lytian? The biggest pain in the ass I ever knew. He turns bright red, blushing at his words, then lets out a huge kaffa. Kufaf? I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. Kufaf? I suppose I shouldn't talk about my mother like that. She was a mediocre merchant, but a great leader. The war in the northern kingdoms cost her a very lucrative trade route up north, but she managed to earn trade stewardship from Kairos, and for a short time she had a monopoly of grain, salt, and a tin here in the tiers. What did my grandmother say? Give a blind man time and a pile of rocks, and eventually he'll hit the target. He shrugs. Not to say she didn't deserve it, but I think luck played a bigger part in her success than anything actual talent. But Kairos gives and Kairos takes. The next year Lytian was stripped of her trade rights. Suddenly she had a large staff but no goods to trade and no means to pay anyone. But she was a stubborn one and knew if she just kept at it, eventually things would turn around for her. She figured the trade goods could come to us. The location was good enough. It's crazy how that would happen. So she decided to concentrate on making an existing local settlement into the center of the commerce for the tiers, and by the claws of a beast she did just that. I thought she was crazy choosing a town nestled up to the old walls, but apparently she knew what she was doing. It wasn't long after that it was renamed Lytian's Crossing. With the bridges over the old walls, this was the only place to go if you wanted to take weeks off of your trip. Eventually, she hired the Bronze Brotherhood to act as our local guards. We were big enough and had enough commerce to warrant the protection. A loud and hearty laugh. Aha, goof off. I'm not exactly sure if I'm saying it right. Goof off. Maybe. I don't know. But thank you for telling me what it means. Lytian was your mother? Of course, how did you think I became the reeve of the crossing? It's certainly not my storytelling charm. I may be the oldest living resident here, but that's certainly not a good enough reason to make someone a leader. Though, come to think of it, neither is just being the offspring of the former leader. But, like it or not, that's how things are. My mother was a wonderful woman. She might not have been the nicest person, and she might have been over-fond of a dalliance here and there, or there, but who isn't? His face sobers. May the rest be ever free of disturbance. May her rest be ever free of the disturbance. How did you build the old wall bridges? Lytian was the mastermind of that. She could tie a knot with one hand, one string. I remember watching her draw systems of ropes and knots in the sand, telling me what they would do when built. I thought she was crazy. Says she got the idea for the bridges from seeing Callies pulled out of the water in the docks. Apparently the hardest part was getting the initial climbing team to brave the old walls and set the first ties. But apparently you can pay a man enough rings for him to overcome his fear of old walls' predators. Why did you settle here? Necessity. The rope bridges let us cross the old wall. With them it didn't matter what trade rights we had. We'd be at the crossroads to the northern tiers, an unbeatable location. The seeds of Arden and the bastard city ended up helping us. All those walls heading to point east crossed through our little settlement, and many of them decided to stake a claim with us. By then, Lytians discovered there was iron in our rivers. She thought it'd make us rich, but it also made us a target. The old walls don't make passage through the area easy, and our bridges got days to weeks of a trip. Lydian's Crossing is the best bet to get your shipment where it needs to go. Mix a mother load of iron ore into it, and we suddenly had a target painted on us. What is Kairos' interest in the crossing? Iron, plain and simple. Now we have the watchbound here, toiling away with the ore. They pull from the river. We're being squeezed for our resources. If you're after a drink, better to squeeze for it than a stone. And it would seem many people find us to be very choosy indeed. There was a merchant who tried to peddle iron rocks as magical because they come from areas near the old walls. One of the people he sold to happened to be a disfavored courier. The courier then showed the rock to a forge-bound master who immediately recognized its potential for making superior weapons. It was brought to Kyros's attention, and soon afterwards soldiers and forge-bound came to the Legion's crossing. They came with force, our options were to either comply with what they wanted or die. Why does the Brotherhood want Legion's crossing? Land, breeding stock. They've been here longer than I have, so maybe they consider it home too. But Kyros's burst masters are no longer paying them to fight, and if a mercenary is killing for free is something suspect. In the end, I suppose it doesn't matter. Right, Homon will never let go. He feels he owns his town and he aims to have it be his. And something else then. Was curious what it means myself. Yeah, I had definitely no idea about that word. Not heard it before, I don't think. What can you tell me about the spire in Legion's Crossing? There's no getting used to it. You'd think that after years of living under its shadow, that your nerves could calm, but that never happened for me. You can only be so relaxed when your neighbors are the pain. The moment you let your guard down around one of those old walls, my friend, you are done. Now, Legion wasn't completely mad to settle here. She ventured inside and found sealed passageways that made it impossible to wander too far beyond the entrance. She figured that meant that the pain couldn't easily reach inside her. Whoever created this monstrosity wanted us to stay out, and that's exactly what we've done. It hasn't been a perfect arrangement. There have been incidents, he grimaces at the recollection. But for the most part, the pain don't venture out so long as you don't venture in. We just have to stay vigilant every day. Can I enter the old walls? Must you enter? Sure, there's another. He stops himself, adopting a less confrontational tone. Nobody will stop you, Faintbinder, if that's what you mean. If you have business inside, I can only assume that it must be an important matter. The old walls are unpredictable, plain and simple. The Bane may leave you be today, but I'm not the one to gamble when it comes to those abominations. Well, tell me your thoughts on the Bronze Brotherhood. They were here since the crossing was found, and Legion herself hired them to protect the settlement when it was just getting started. A fledgling town in the shadow of the old walls. They did such a good job. She kept them on as our peacekeepers, and that's how things went. At least until you decided to oust them and put someone else in their place. Yeah. Yeah. Can't say I wouldn't have done the same, truth be told. Taking pay from two employers is always going to end badly if you can't make both of them happy. On top of that, it seems lately that Radoman is traveling a path no one can see, and I don't want to see what's the end of it. Tell me what you think about the disfavored. Strict curfews, frequent searches, and no forgiveness for Miss Tyranny and Crane quotes, that's the ill of it. But the sentries keep constant vigil and treat us with respect, politeness even. Most of them call me Elder and Bow. If someone's going fishing in your pocket and taking your crops, may as well be kind about it. The disfavored are committed to honor and dignity, dignity in all dealings. That's so. I've seen the disfavored impale a man for insulting your precious craven ash. I've seen them hang prisoners for eating rats when their food ran low. At least the Scarlet Course doesn't have any delusions about cruelty. We do it because it's fun. Order goes both ways, you balding witch. Balding witch. Those who flaunt the offerings of Kyros's peace find no solace in the Legion. It's definitely not the situation we would have chosen, but things can always be worse. The water might be up to your knees, but it could also be up to your nose, is what my grandmother would tell me. Kinda makes sense. What of the Earthshaker mages? A few have passed through the crossing in the recent times, all headed south to the Stone Sea. At least that's the word of it. The mages didn't stay for long. No, you can't enter, says Dunon. Yeah, Dunon says. But on the other hand, if I have business, may be forgiven when I'm doing it in the name of Kyros. What of the Forgebound? Actually, this first. He gestured to the massive stone facade of the old walls. And I'm glad they kept on traveling. If some madman casts a spell that cracked the foundation of the old walls, spares Caius, it hasn't happened. What of the forge-bound? They toil away in the forge houses, day in, night out. Kyrus's forces keep them well guarded, since they know how to work bindings ore into weapons harder than stone or bronze. I've delivered food and Gaia kindling to the forge houses, but never had much contact with the artisan mages. How have your interactions with the Scout Corps been? Can't say that I have a strong opinion one way or the other, really. They didn't seem to care much about leaving the settlement behind. Once the decision was made to let this favorite have control, they left and I haven't seen much of them since. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need directions around here. Aeltian laughs and put a hand on your shoulder. I completely understand. The crossing can be a bit intimidating the first time someone arrives, but it's not as complicated as it looks. Well, I was governing this place. I should know something. Both in which verse? Need to remember that? Yeah, definitely. The river is named Portuscor, and it flows down the middle of the settlement. The waterfalls pouring over the old walls are Sunrise and Moonrise. The west waterfall is Sunrise because of how the sun hits in the morning, and Moonrise got its name due to how it glows during the full moon. The crossing itself is broken up into districts named after the waterfalls. The west side of the river is the Sunrise district, and the east side of the river is the Moonrise district. The different levels of Legion's Crossing don't really have names, but most people refer to them as the tiers. My home is considered part of the ground tier, and the forge is on the first tier, both in the Moonrise district. What can this old fool do for you? I'll be on my way now, thank you for all the talks. It was a pleasure.
Sorry, I can't.
Fine, can't then. Can't walk that far. Yes, companion combo abilities are also cool. I like them. They're cool. Cool. Certainly cool ones. Very much so. Takes sometimes so long to get into here. Okay, what's up in here then? Just settlers. What's this place then? Hold shift to issue multiple commands to a party member. They will execute their commands in the order you issued them. Okay, I would need to try to remember this. I guess this is... Ah, I see Serene. How perfect. That guy is nobody. Absolutely nobody. I can't even try to talk to him. My goodness, how did you come to here, Serene? That's my question. How did Serene come to be in here? I'll try to check if I can spot anything hidden anywhere. But I guess not. But Serene, eh? Hello, Serene. Serene stands here, surrounded by a group of villagers. She speaks to them in soft, dulcet tones, holding them hypnotized with her hand motions. Her headdress flashes as she speaks, and you are unable to tell if it's a trick of the light or the gem it is actually glowing. She is swept up in her oration and seems completely unaware of that you've arrived. There's a lull in her conversation, and she opens her eyes.
Well, look who's here. And what brings you to Lethian's Crossing? I can't imagine it's the scenery or the quaint locals. Have you come to spoil my fun?
She frowns a little, momentarily lost in thought.
Tunon probably insisted you find me, didn't he? Because we can't let Siren have any fun, can we? Let's control her. Let's tell her what she can and can't do. Let's use her to destroy nations.
As she speaks, the crowd around her appears agitated, and the air in the room grows heavy and warm. Suddenly, she smiles.
But enough of that talk. What do you think of my followers?
She makes a motion over the group gathered at her feet. As she speaks, you feel peaceful serenity washing over you. The crowd calms and breathing becomes easier. Well, you shouldn't be doing this, Siren. These people don't truly love you. You're manipulating them. It is true.
Don't worry, Fatebinder. I'm just practicing.
While her words and tone convey a careless air, the peace you were feeling tightens in your brain, and a couple of the cattered crowd slowly turn their heads to look at you.
Besides, who doesn't love having a legion of adoring lackeys?
She smiles, and the tightness releases in your mind. The head turns again to face Serene, adoration shining in their eyes.
Are you going to disband this group too?
She asks, her tone turning gold. It feels like the room is getting smaller. Serene, you need to control yourself.
Ugh, not this again. All anyone wants is for me to control myself. Why doesn't anyone want me to let loose? I know. You don't have to answer.
She holds up a hand and rolls her eyes again.
That was a joke. I have a little more self-control than that. But maybe you're right. Perhaps if you were to allow me to accompany you. You did activate one of the spires, so your power is something I could learn from. You'd be able to teach me how to control myself.
Yes, plays with Siren. I was talking about this, yeah. I don't think I would want her to replace Ep, though. I think I would rather want to have Ep, but we can add her to our party, I guess. But then I guess she would just travel into the spire. I don't know if she would travel to the spire that we were in before or something. Charming ladies with us, yeah? Add Siren to your party. Okay, Siren, you may join me. You need someone watching you.
Well then, let's go. If you're gonna teach me the wonders of the world, it's not gonna happen here.
My goodness. Level 6. Ay, but yeah, I think I would prefer to have them in my party nonetheless. Siren is interesting character though, I gotta admit. I wouldn't have originally thought that she would be a possibility to join us. Well, at some point I'll talk to her whenever we get to the next spire, I guess. Specifically. The lore skill can be used to impress characters in conversation with your knowledge or insight. Yes, sir, we have the best insight. She's interested in gameplay as well, interesting abilities. I am sure she does. But on the other hand, I do kind of need Barrick and Verse because they are actually the ones that can be in melee better. And on the other hand, they both traveled with us already a long time. So Ep is the one that I could choose not to have in my party. But I kind of like her too. So I don't know. I'm not completely certain about it. Maybe we'll switch Ep to Serene or the Lantry, yeah. Because it was almost like a laundry, so Lantry. Maybe. We'll see, but at least it was very cool, the ability here that I tried. It was this one, right? Yep. This was very cool looking. Very good also. Very cool and good. Good one. Yeah. Lotian's Mistress this and Lotian's Mistress that. Unique. That is good to hear. Definitely someone I would like to have at in the group at some point just to see her abilities, I guess. Even if then probably not everyone can get as much experience that I would like. I think it makes sense to switch them around for role-playing purposes sometimes. Yeah, I guess that's true. But still, I think Verse and Parik, especially because they are my brother and sister, I think I'd like to have both of them for sure, at least with me all the time. But then maybe we'll switch a little bit around who will be with us as a fourth party member. But we haven't had Ep for a long time anyway, so I didn't want to change it yet. Why can't you help me? You could do a little bit better.
Huh.
Ah. Found something. That's another settler. I wasn't in here yet then. And yeah, I have learned about this disengagement thing. That's actually even visible right there.
Ah, got it.
Nobleman's praises. When will I be able to gain my level up? Still some time before says a time.
Right.
Okay, who are you guys? A bright-faced woman greets you as you approach. Welcome to Lytian's Crossing, Vontura. My name is Petra, and this is my beautiful wife Dea. She indicates a stone-faced blonde woman standing next to her, who holds up her hand in a quick greeting. What brings you to the town? Is there anything I can help you with? How do you feel about this favored? I don't have the issue with them. Their curfew may be a bit strict, and it gets hard to keep track of every rule they invent and all the regulations they've enacted. Otherwise, they are left us alone to live our lives. To be honest, it feels like it is nighttime outside right now, and so there's plenty of people outside. So I don't know when the curfew begins. Anything is better than having the Brotherhood, Dea exclaims. Give me 100 rules for every Brotherhood member driven around this town. Well, what can you tell me about Lytian's Crossing? I've lived here most of my life, but honestly, I'm not sure there's much to say. She looks contemplative. We're sent for trade and a waypoint for travelers. The walls are a little scary, but you get used to them over time. She looks at Dea. What about you, dear? Dea shrugs, her expression never changing. What is there to say? The town is alright, but living under the thumb of an occupation force makes it hard to truly relax. Petra puts her hand on Deatra's shoulder, and Dea sighs. Sorry, we couldn't be more help, Petra shrugs sheepishly. You haven't always lived here? Several years before Kairos' invasion, I moved away from Lytian's Crossing. Being the granddaughter of Lytian came with a responsibility I wasn't ready for. I met Dea in the Bastard City and decided to stay for a while. We were living in the Bastard City when we heard about Kairos' forces moving to the Tiers, so we took that as our motivation to move, she laughs. And I think we got out there just the right time. We traveled a bit with a couple of caravans, but nothing really seemed like home until I returned to Red Lytian's Crossing. You never realize how much you can miss a place until you've been away for a while. She wraps her arms around Thea and squeezes. But I could live anywhere as long as this one is with me. It's true that trade hasn't been as vibrant here recently, but I'm sure it's simply a temporary setback. The merchants will sing and dance for you, trying to convince you their supplies are unaffected, but everyone is feeling it. I have faith the world will set itself right soon enough. People call me a fool, but I don't see the benefit of bemoaning your fate. You take what life hands you and make it work. So you are Lytian's granddaughter then? One of many, I suspect, but I'm the only one anyone knows about. And before you ask, no, Eldian is not my father. Maybe you haven't heard, but my grandmother wasn't exactly the settling down type. Okay, thank you for your time then. Anytime, traveler, Petra says happily. If you need anything else, just let me know. What about you, Dea? Hello, traveler.
I got it.
Alright,
On
just a
it.
hello. They have interesting conversations, yeah. Gotcha. Use them to toggle the fast and slow modes when playing the game. Apparently. Oh my goodness. So one place more taken care of, so to speak, and stupid camping supplies that I can never loot. And then this is the same place I was in, I'm pretty certain. So then I didn't explore this area completely, I guess, or did I? I don't think I visited inside. No, surely I did. This was just the one house, right? And I did definitely look through the upstairs area completely. Yep, I was here. I was thinking that I should have been here. But couldn't be completely certain. I think I wanna be starting to work my way to the old walls, even though this would be a perfect place to then end the stream. But I wanted to be able to do a little bit more than just explore the Lytian's Crossing, so I would at least like to start going into there. We want to get into Spire, plus we have actually disfavored person that had indeed requested someone else to go there, which we, I think, should even investigate in all honesty. I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. Extremely reasonable thing to do. So, yeah. I would like to start with this a little bit, even though we probably won't be able to even remotely get through this all here, but today, but at least start a little bit, okay? At least just start. Would be cool. And those people dead here. Kind of brings me into my mind the fact that there was that one person who this wayward were claiming had gone inside the old walls. And I guess this would explain why they would know that there would be someone that would have, so to speak, tried to be going there if they themselves have sent some people inside. So, kind of suspicious. Spire it is then, yes. Which each level of character gains, you can increase your attributes and purchase
My
one
mother
you have.
always told me to stay away from spires. Not that I ever listened.
Find a way to ascend to the top of the spire, and yes, you certainly didn't. You're here with me after all. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting looking stuff. The chamber immediately reminds you of the Ascension Hall. An intricate rune running along the floor can only mean one thing. You can stand at the feet of the great spire. Each step you take echoes across a great distance. You stand at the feet of the great spire, yes. Each step you take goes across the great distance. As you gaze upward, the sage-colored walls quickly give way of unending blackness. The rune in the center of the floor is inactive, and the silence of the hall offers no clues as to the use or function. You feel a slight tug in your chest, a faint echo of the energy that enveloped you at the entrance well. Let me have a look into this thing.
On it.
Interesting rune. Pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. Though the drawn rune remains incomplete, it seems likely that the complete design is symmetrical in nature. Should the need arise, you could reasonably guess its original shape. Let's see, what would that be? The portion of the unknown sigil has been recorded on this scroll. The charcoal imprint is rough and incomplete, leaving the full design a mystery for now.
Study carefully the glyphs. They're gibberish to me, but I know magic when I see it.
Yes, indeed. These screws in the floor are inlaid with a dim, incandescent material that glimmers upon closer inspection. They appear to intersect at various angles, forming a myriad of potential shapes similar to the rapine you found. If you have the right ones, then
On it.
select it and then press that. It's just a question how to make this. It would be nice if can I have it like this? I can. I guess it would be this. Or is it also... Wasn't there another one at some point that we would have had? I don't see anything that I would have here in my inventory though. They combined, I think. Okay, makes sense then. That they would have just combined. I was wondering if that was the case or if it wouldn't be, but that's just a nice thing to know for sure. It's just a little bit difficult to tell how that would be in here. That's like a circle. More so. Ah, you kind of can make them connect.
I got it.
Okay, interesting. Can I just reset them, please? trying to figure out how to get kind of a triangle shape or that shape, because I was thinking that these make kind of perfectly that shape, but does that work if I would just have these two selected? Not certain. If they would make that shape, then what would make the star shape though? Guess that wouldn't be the case here. Unless I would need to do it, unless this doesn't have something to do with it, but I doubt that would be the case, that it wouldn't have something to do with this thing. Surely I'm not supposed to just link this all together like this. That wouldn't make much sense. I'll try it though, because I'm not sure. Maybe that could be the case. So I'll try to just making this all complete first. Even if I kind of doubt that to be the answer. I guess those portions at least was a little bit differently glimmering. Why does it make in there that sort of a thing if it couldn't be making it in here? Definitely can at least link these two together. But is there anything else that can link each others together or not? But yeah, I think I would need to do this. But I'm not quite certain how. Because this shape doesn't really feel fitting. I don't think there was anything else in here that I can interact with though, right? Definitely don't see anything else. But it does kind of say that it's still leaving the full design a mystery. So I guess it is still incomplete. So it's still not the full thing that I was supposed to be making.
I got it.
It's just part of it. But do I have to do it without it? Possibly. That's like an eye. But that really has different looking shapes. It doesn't look like this one at all for me. So doesn't really fit in any way. I might not have had it complete anyways before yet, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not certain about all of this. Now it would look symmetrical at the moment, so I think I just even anyways missed some before, to be honest, but who knows. Good old spire puzzle. That would look symmetrical. But nothing. I guess those would make a straight line. And this would make a straight line. So there's few at least straight lines that I can make. Actually, this seems to be working out pretty well. Yeah, actually, how did I miss this? That's actually wrong anyways, but yeah. Now that I was looking at, hey. What can make a straight line? And those can make that happen. That looks pretty much it. At least close. At least close to it. Unless it also requires something else in addition, because this is not complete. That might be the case. But I think that should be then the correct start. To connect this like this. And of course these portions, because that area does still connect clearly enough. But would there be something else? It said that it's incomplete after all, but this seems like a good start for this. Maybe try to have these things here connected then to this thing. But would kind of like to know how would it exactly need to be. I wonder, is there an answer still that I'm missing somewhere else that there would be something more? Connect the far corners. Should I connect the far corners really into it specifically? But anyways, I don't wanna exactly know the answer. I guess some hints may be okay, but I sure don't have the complete guess. I don't remember anymore how this went. I don't know. It's saying leaving the full design a mystery for now. So if it's saying that, then I would assume that I do not have it complete. That's what it's saying to me. Yeah, I played this so long ago. Well, but welcome to the stream anyhow, but I'm not completely sure anyways what you mean then by the far corners, as in should these be in the here, but they don't make the lines then straight, these sort of straight lines. So not quite certain. Not quite certain. To me this looks correct for this symbol. Yeah. Definitely looks. Maybe it's that there's supposed to be that circle in there. Because I kinda see a little bit in there. So maybe that is the only things that I need would be this sort of a circle around this. Maybe. It's plausible. Would look cool. It was the thing that I was missing. I was thinking that that looks a little bit like I might be missing a circle. It was just very not easily spottable. But yeah. Okay. I think you can do it now. Yay. Thank you for the GGs. But yeah, I'm not always the best in solving these sort of things, but at some point just thought that that looks like it might be working out for us. Spire. The arcane light courses skyward, trailing off towards the horizon in the direction of the Ventrian's well. You feel the ground ripped out from beneath you yet again as you drift back into the warmth of the energy surrounding you. Your awareness stretches beyond the limits of the spire, pulling in many directions at once. The light you saw arching through the sky reminds you of the tether you feel to the top of the Ventrian's well. This too is a point of connection, and you are an inextricable part of it, bound as surely as the spires are to each other. The sunset spire in Lythian's Crossing feels burdened by its age, as if a central linchpin somewhere in its core has fettered the centuries of oppressive fate and longs to topple. The surge of energy that courses through you, forming a link into Vengeance well, strengthens the very stones beneath your feet. The structural weaknesses you detected vanishes, replaced by confidence that could keep this tower standing for millennia. Interesting. See there, due south is Ardent, where I was born, and then over to the right of that is where the Academy of Tides used to stand. Ooh, and can you see that like little island of the off of Paris? In chains, that's where the Hawk River would take me to practice our more dangerous spells. My childhood is seen from above, this is surreal. If I threw a dagger from up here, I wager it could split a man on the ground in half. Damn, but I want to try. From here, even the old walls seem paltry. This sovereign view was not intended for the likes of us. Barak shakes his head slowly. The spire feels like a relay between you and the Ventrian's well, breaching some transference of energy on an enormous scale. You are the first link of a chain that stretches the length of the realm. As you struggle to understand this sensation, you grow aware of whispers all around you. Listen closer. The whispers themselves seem to travel down the tether between you and your spires, conducting heat that feels at times unbearable. They speak of your actions, your choices, everything that led you to this place. Your name is known, your banner recognized, your deeds reported across the tiers and the Northern Empire alike. For an instant, you can see the accumulated hope and fear these whispers represent. It appears like dewdrops settling on a leaf, then trickling into a shared basin. This image is fed to you through your connection, a base metaphor that only hints at the true scope. There is power in these spires, though its source is unfamiliar. Where to harness it? You suspect that nothing would stand beyond your reach. That's why design was incomplete. Circle was kinda dim. Getting the spire didn't take any time at all. Yep, it definitely didn't. I thought that this would take a while, that it would be more of a dungeon through first and all that to get into this place, but no. Easy pie, easy as pie. I feel strange. But I don't know what you've done, but standing near you warms my rusted plates, makes me feel lighter somehow. On the moments my staff and I are separated, part of its magic goes dormant until I'm once again near. That same dynamic is happening with you and the spires. They've adopted you, I guess. They certainly like you enough not to kick you out of bed. You look taller somehow, like you could command a dozen kangs without any challenge to snipe you in the back. Your power has increased, you acquired Sunset Spire. Yay, I can get a library. Constructing a library on a spire allows you to research magical knowledge, edicts, and artifacts. Ooh, once built, resting in any spire grants a bonus to lore and all magic skills. Definitely want to have a library. Yes, some assembly required. Easy as 314. But yeah, I want the library. I definitely want the library. That's a must. Sunset Spire Lytian's Crossing library completed. Woohoo! Sages and Sirin is here, and Landry is here, and Sage Karus. Who is you, Sage Karus? If it isn't the Fatebinder, come let us have a word. Greetings, Fatebinder. The sage bows low before you, and the quills in his hood brushing the crowd. I don't believe we've met. Indeed, I am afraid I have you at a disadvantage, he notes. Sage Karus, formerly of the Velum Citadel. One of the people from the Burning Place. Burning Library. Scribe and researcher extraordinaire, not to bore you with honorifics. When I heard about the library you were building, I just had to come. I watched the workers as they hauled the stone and scrolls up here. There was an awful lot, and they were very tired, so I did what little I could to assist. Then on the last day, as everyone was leaving, I just stayed behind. I don't remember hiring you. What a surprising turn of events. I don't remember hiring you. Well, if you want to hold strictly to the truth, you didn't. But I never let details like that stop me in the past. Seistakitus always encouraged me to show ambition ahead of restraint, and I am nothing if not a good student of good advice. He strengthens his posture and clears his throat, with your permission, of course. Why are you here? I take it you'll need someone to organize this collection of scrolls, someone to catalog new texts as you discover them, and someone organize research efforts. As your scribe, I can do all three. In fact, I'm excited to get started. I've already started looking through your collections, and he cuts himself off and sighs. To be honest, I need the work. The Realm Citadel isn't exactly up to its old standards, and I'm afraid there aren't many safe places where a sage can find employment during the war. What can you research for me? Oh, any number of topics: magic, alchemy, the history of the world. You have an impressive collection, not as large as the Vellum Citadel, perhaps, but no sense in crying over burnt parchment. I've started compiling a list of possible research topics. Allow me to show you. Perfect. Research artifacts. Contact research to find plans and schematics for new artifacts. Requirements for 8 scrolls. Time law and recruits needed at library 4. Contact research to find receipt for new items. Interesting. What's the status of the research? Nothing, because I haven't asked him to research yet anything. There's Serene as well. Definitely will talk to her next time. Not freaking yet. Will take forever if I do that. A small settlement resides on the bank of the large river. I know that much. Spire workers. The tiles look quite peaceful from the clouds. Yeah, as they should. What's this then? 5 scrolls. Perfect.
See that?
What? You got a subterfuge? Why did you find something? Apparently, somehow she sees all the way into here. What did you say? I was sick of myself the first time I used the teleporter. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. You said something different before. Certain of that. More lores. Or scrolls. You know, maybe you did just that. I don't know. Maybe you did. More. I can do much research. Much so. Even from this height, the Portugal's river is vast and expansive. Looking forward to the climb to the top. When I was hired, I was relieved you had the device down there. Just, yeah, teleport just like that. It wouldn't be too difficult. Recruits is the one that I do not have. Let's see. How do I get recruits? I guess I need to look into the spire upgrades over here, rather. Does he have a reach or the flexibility? I do not know. But yeah, we have a library. Constructing a library on a spire allows you to research, yes. And there's a lot of different recruits that we could get. Skill trainer who teaches law, control fire, control force, and control lightning. Erana, merchant with a collection of rare magical scrolls. Sure, I'll hire her. A scribe and lore seeker who regularly provides scrolls to future research. Cool. I'll take ya. If I can. I think I did. Oh, yeah, I have them in here. I have them as a dismissible. Do those people count as people? Yes. Good. Then I know how or what I need to do. As in hire 2 more people if I would be able to. Magic staff. Control fire and control emotions. Wow. Control emotions, that's interesting. Master trainer who teaches control crave light and control illusions. All sort of things. And of course, the other spire all the way to the other location, but yeah. There's 3 more spires that we could be finding. This has maintenance cost, of course, but doing 5 days, that's fine. That's fine. Does he have a... Oh, special conquest recruit. Never saw that. Oh, there's a special conquest recruit? Cool. Where was that threat? Oh, Sage Nera, a master trainer who teaches control crave light and control illusions. Ah. Control Crave Light I could be learning from this person, then I don't need to learn it from Ep. Because she has that after all. She has the Crave Light thing, right? It's that, correct? I need to check. Yep, Control Crave Light. So then I could be learning that from that person, I guess. Nice. Or Ep could be learning from that person. You sometimes eat cheese. Huh? Good for you. I do sometimes eat cheese as well. If you mean cheese. Maybe you need to mean something completely different. I'm not certain. I want to level up so badly. Still more experience needed. Not even this was able to gain me enough experience. Let me go down first then, I guess. I do, because I want to be getting those merchants and stuff. Yes, thank you. But okay. We have another spire, woohoo! Yay! Me happy. Where are these sellers? Who may you be? I was a scrolls, vellum, and a parchment, she shakes her head. It's really more interesting once you start reading. Care to take a look? Yes. So many expensive things. Skill of marketing, skill of rapid casting, focus strain, sigil of strength, tracker in force, reaching grasp, piercing force, limitless boundaries, precise action. If only I could afford everything. Well, at least I can try to sell you some stuff, I guess. Hopefully. So, at least that will be something. Just get all these goddamn items here. Or do you not buy these? You do. That's what I was thinking. That surely you do. Surely you can't refuse buying from me. I would be very rude if you did. Very rude indeed. Yeah, I didn't really know what to do with these. Depends what they exactly mean, what exactly happens from them. They are kind of expensive actually. I could get a lot of coin if I sold them, but I'm not sure if I should sell them. Iron Walker armor. I won't be using it. No one else is gonna use heavy armor than this barrack guy, so especially if it's heavy armor, I think we will be immediately just putting it for sale at the moment. Why keep it around? That's at least light armor, I guess, so we could check if someone else would like to use it. Oh, there's that one. Definitely don't need that, I'd say. Don't need that. I would need to look better at stuff, but at least I can sell all of that goddamn stuff. We are broke as hell though. Yeah, you did an exception thing, unlocked a unique spire, got 0 experience. Yeah, we are very broke. You probably can't even afford to maintain us. It will be heartbreaking, but we'll have to take bribes soon. Maybe, we'll see though. Maybe it can be okay as long as I don't go and do the stupid stuff of having no money. On the subject of spires, new missive from Tunon. My dear Kide, the court is all abuzz with the news of the civil war. Representatives from the chorus and the disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon. Ah, Fatebinder Rockalus is sending us a message. I don't remember exactly who was Rockalus. Was he the nice guy? Representatives from the chorus and disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon. The bachelors to the court seem swept up in talks of who will crush whom, and even when Tunon will bring down the cabal and stop the fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story out of Vengeance Well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well, and not only do you live, you somehow claim the mountain spire. And you broke Kairos' edict too. Such things make a little civil war seem so trivial in comparison. At least to those who can separate the message from the noise. Tell me, what was it like to break the edict? And how is it you took control of the spire? Explain the experience as best you can. I would like to do that. Dear Rogalus, Kairos' edict simply said that an agent of the Overlord must claim Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords. The only thing I consciously did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension Hall. My claiming of the spire happened just moments after I felt the Edict's crisp release. The floor of Ascension Hall gave away, unearthed in a glowing pattern buried beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tile. As for how I actually claimed the spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Adopt the spire is an old structure, a twin-tined edifice. I'll include a sketch on the back of the parchment. The structure spoke to me in sensations and images, and seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. That is what happened, as best as I can think to describe it. Does any of this sound familiar or bring to mind any old stories or rumors? Send it. Yay. Do not want to start a message with my dear Kide. Not after that math question, not a chance. Probably not. Probably not. True enough.
Will do.
Probably not. The sage examines the scroll, taking in every detail of his handiwork. Did you know there are 7 ways to fight fire, but only 2 for water? He continues to examine the scroll without the slightest sign that he was expecting an answer. Could it be that fire has more meaning in our era? There's a short pause before he realizes you've actually approached him for something. Oh, my apologies, Fatefinder. I can be taken for a ride by my own trails of thought. I'm sure there's something you need from me. You seem fairly versed in the common language. Did you study at the Vellum Citadel? Velo scowls and contorts his face into a tight knot. Yes, that is what it used to be called, before Kairos' edict fell upon us all, taking thousands of years of knowledge and reducing it to ash. He quickly regains his composure. My apologies, Fatefinder. The wound is still fresh for many of us. Please let me be of service to you. What have you made for me? I don't have anything for you at the moment. Check back later. Recruits and generate items for you a while. You're gaining experience by adventuring the world. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Then let's see about hiring a couple of more people. This is probably a person that was able to escape from that burning library because I did warn people. Yep, alrighty. And then someone that is a lot cheaper. I can't take everyone. I guess Fila is fine. Let's take Fila. Then back downstairs and back up. I wanna see these people. That was nice, however, to be able to claim this location. Let's see, where's the other people? Well, Landry is, of course, having fun in there. Fila is over here. A mage peruses the library with an amused expression. It takes a while for her to notice you. Fatebinder, I was wondering when I would meet my patroness. She boasts, Philia of the Forgebound. Before you ask me what Smith is doing away from the forge, well, I'm taking a break from ironwork and this library suits my tastes at present. What's the plan now that you're here? I need some time away from the war effort, assembling the same swords and helmets, using our intellect and art to equip an army. She shivers. The Forgebound are masters of our craft, but we artists at heart, and this war has misused our talents. I want to spend some time among these books, recalling what got me interested in the arcane in the first place. Teaching you should fulfill a similar goal, though I won't know for certain until I get started. She clears her throat. Where shall we begin? You tell me, let's talk magic. Yay. I can control fire is 0. I kinda would like to be upgrading our lore just so that maybe I could get to the level up. Level 6! Woohoo! I trained my lore just a teeny tiny bit. Kind
You
of would
learn something every
feel
day.
wrong if I would do it a lot more, but hey, we would gain a level up from that. So I won't say no to that. Yay, lore is 82. It's pretty good. Where shall we put our 1 point? Sure, let's put it 1 more accuracy, I think is good still. Or should I do it into here? Spell cooldown would be cool to have a little bit more too, after all. Sure, I'll put it there. And then here is the very important question. I think it's this, yes. Requires 4 talent points to spend in Magic Tree, but increases number of additional spell slots granted by Expanded Mind. Yes! Plus 4 to available spell slots. Yes! That's a definite yes. Yep, claiming the spire was always satisfying, and all you had to do is to kill a couple of prots at the beginning of the stream, and you actually didn't want to. Yeah. But it was more that I was afraid that we wouldn't be able to... Or I was thinking that maybe there is some other way to go through, basically. And if there would have been some other way to get past them, that would have been cool to be able to find. But I wasn't certain if there would be. Yeah, that's the main thing. Plus, I was wondering if then there's no chance to get on the good sides of the other leader of those groups, or that group, because I would like to do that if possible. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 1 more in one of these to be able to then get that. Probably this, because I've already started to take the energy shield, so makes sense. So would grant your energy shield ability a chance to reflect traditional human spells back onto their casters. Probably that, yes. Requirements Cone of Magic. Dealing damage to all enemies in a cone. I guess that's fine. Okay. I can have 2 at least more spells. Yeehaw. Yay, makes me happy. And this is the person that is the Conquest edition. I would assume indeed that probably a person that managed to escape from there, from the Burning Library, but I guess we'll see. Yes, this will do nicely. A sage peruses the library stacks, rubbing her palms together with expectation. Jump out and frighten her? That doesn't seem very fitting to me. Clear your throat. Ahem. Her eyes shoot open with panic and she utters a quick incantation. Your vision blurs and suddenly there appear to be several copies of the sage standing about, looking at you with anxious expressions. Some stand ready to fire off an additional spell, while others fiddle awkwardly with their comments. I didn't even try to scare you, I just cleared my freaking throat. And that scared you so much? What are you doing here? They all yell at once. Fatefinder Kide at your service. Sage Nira. Oh, I'm afraid I only know you by description. I didn't exactly get it right. A moment's patience. The assembled sages regard one of the identical speakers with expressions of doubt and worry. The sage waves her hand and dispels the copies, which spreads apart like mist until a priest carries them away. That's better. You'll have to forgive me. It's an old defense mechanism against the lechers who ran the Vellum Citadel. I'm available if you need some practice, Fateminder. I'd like to train.
Yes, sure.
But I would need to find the sigil, and I can actually train it for anyone. So Parik, for example, could train it a little bit if I wanted to. This is relatively cheap. How good was my grave light? Guess I can spend a few coppers to increase it just a teeny tiny bit. Sure. into that, maybe. A little bit more of the control illusions. Yay, level up bonus that it's gonna be disappearing just a moment. My control force is 34, control force, control illusions, control life, control vigor, control stone, and control lightning. Control stone is kind of actually relatively low as far as skill goes. 2 more spells. What would we want? Wonder what happens if you jump and scare her, though. I would be interested to know too. I don't know, maybe by conquest choices. Yeah, like I said, maybe she would have burnt completely if I had not warned them. And she's only here because I did warn them, so she was able to get out. It's plausible. It's definitely plausible. I guess I should have one of these goddamn spells because I did originally choose the vigors for myself. So let's see, what would be the one that I would want? That's pretty good. At plus 22% to armor when under 30% held for 45 seconds. Ward the target with protective enchantment, applying the target's armor when their health is most critical. Ward the target with a protective. Yeah. Okay. Conjure a wave of invigorating energy. Affected allies gain a bonus to resolve and damage dealt. Pretty good too, to be honest. Allied AoE. So I guess it would be going for a lot of people. This is the one that I had originally, and that's fine, but not really great. I guess... I don't know. Which one would I like more? I think I like this more at the moment, but it's a bit tough to say. 35 seconds. 45 seconds, I mean. What about 56 seconds? Radius 1 meter, so then someone else could get it too at the same time, but bit too expensive at the moment. Don't really have anything else I can add if I want to have that anyway, so sure. Peaceful passing into Lydian's crossing, okay. Maybe so. Maybe so. Could be. Sigil of Frost. That was this thing. What about these? Is this regeneration then? I think so. Yeah, plus 4% health every 3 seconds for 45 seconds. That sounds good too. Enchants the target with a long-lasting regenerative effect. That, I think, would be very nice. I couldn't have learned it even before, even this low level, because it's a lore required 80. Fine. I guess 2 helpful spells for a change then. More for others than for myself. My goodness. I need more lore. I need so much more lore. I guess I could even train some more of it, but wonder if that would be a good idea. I do like lore. I'm so tempted to get another level up, but it feels wrong to just train to get a level up. I might get just a little bit lore more. As in, if I have 45 in that, how much does it mean? Yeah, I would then have 86, so I could actually improve some of my things, spells a little bit more. But I was thinking that that's the maximum I would want to be taking it in. Law required, 80. But it is only 86, so it's not that it's that amazing, but it's okay. Yeah. At least this I could improve with 1 more. I think this one. I'm not sure if anything else. I can get this so I can cast it a little bit more often if I want. Or just indeed the range that I can do it a little bit fewer. I guess that's fine. Sure. Okay, but at least I wouldn't have to be that far behind in the level ups compared to goddamn Verse and Barrick. It sucks to be so much lower in experience. I was always so confused about the all spell symbols, kept forgetting what is what. Thankfully you can assign a custom picture for your spells. Oh, you can? How can you do that? I'm not too confused with them, but they can still be difficult. Certainly. Because there is a lot of similar symbols for a certainty. Definitely there is. I do like to have the healing spells right there. Then I would have those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What spell ain't here yet? Those two are this one, of course, the other one that I didn't yet have. Let's just take that away because I really don't require that in there. Let's do it like this. So there's the healing slash the champion's fortune, and then there's a mirror image that may help a lot. Then the warrior's respite, energy shield, and then the couple of more aggressive spell, the one that can turn the flesh to stone, and then the shield. I do have a lot more helpful spells now than the aggressive spells, but that's fine. I think that's fine. A little pen symbol on the creation page, okay. Ah, here. Ah. Okay. I don't know if I want to be changing that one yet. Yes, you got it. Yes. Grounding core, I think I should change because it is basically an armor. What would be the best description for it? I guess that works. So it looks a little bit different because it is the shield basically. Mirror image could be also... Okay, it looks a little bit different nonetheless. I think that fits pretty well actually. Like a little bit of a blurry image. I wonder how it would look for these then. Ah, that could be okay. Though this is not thunder spell as sus. These are more of a thunder, so this could make quite a lot of sense to have a thunderbolt in it. Sure. What about these healing spells? Yeah, they were like this. What about the paralysis? That's interesting. That kind of makes sense because it is kind of paralyzation. This could make sense for the paralyzation. Maybe that one. Now we have a little bit more of a picture of this, what I would be doing. But yeah, this is the grounding core, then the flesh to stone. Then this is just my old one and electric jolt. That does make it a little bit clearer, though I did not have as much trouble with this because I've arranged them in a certain way, but it's still nice. I'd say. Okay, but that's cool. That's very nice. Oh yeah, I was meaning to talk to you, sir. I would love you to do this. I have enough recruits. Contact research to find plans and schematics for new artifacts. Thank you. Researching artifacts. I want to see how that works. That sounds cool. There's more people that I could be getting, but at least it's not that this is way too big of a maintenance cost. It's 2.50, but it's due in 5 days, so there's a relatively cool amount of time in between, and I do have a lot that I can sell in between. And these don't have at least costs. Okay, that's sort of a fella that you can hire. But of course, the people in here are definitely more expensive to hire overall. But this is a perfect place for me because I'm indeed interested in all of these spells. So this is amazing for me. Pretty much all of this would be great. Control emotions sounds very interesting. Not sure if I can think of affording any of the sigils she would have for sale though. Because they are all pretty goddamn expensive, other than I guess a few of these. Contains a magical accent which removes the recovery time from material force or guided form spells. This scroll contains a magical accent which adds a marked affliction to a spell. That sounds interesting. I guess I could take that. That's pretty cheap, I mean. A magical accent which reduces the area effect but increases the number of projectiles. Ah. But I don't have anything of the sort. Anyways, this scroll contains a magical accent which greatly increases strength of a spell. Gotcha. It's a critical sigil of strength, so yeah, just a better one. Magical accent which adds a large interrupt effect on a spell. Greatly increases the range of a spell. Yeah, these are the greater ones. Piercing force. The armor penetration of the spell. Yeah, that's that one. This scroll contains a magical accent which greatly increases the area of spells effects. Contains a magical accent which exceptionally increases the accuracy of a spell. Alrighty. Gotcha. What's this then? Plus 15 to performance skill. This necklace was worn by a beloved tavern poet for the duration of her career. She grasped the sapphire often during the performances, claiming that it calmed her nerves during bouts of stage fright. Interesting. Then she has some interesting staffs. Exquisite. Cinder explosive on weapon crit. This temperamental staff was inspired by training items used by the School of Wild Threat. Incompastive properties were used as lessons in pain and discipline before the school was absorbed into a Scarlet Chorus. Now its powers are brought to bear against the surrounding enemies. Staff of Enigma. But yeah, I do think that I would need to go and try to sell more stuff, but again then needs to check, okay, do I want to be getting some of this into use and all that, so... Not certain about that. Okay, so it's in here. Marked affliction. What does it exactly do? Attackers receive a 20 accuracy bonus. Ah, as in the person will be marked and then there will be the 20 accuracy bonus to hit them afterwards. Interesting. That would probably be especially good for something like AoE. Yeah. I didn't mean that spell. That's stupid. I would have accidentally removed that from her. I think this is okay place for me to load because I did not mean to do that. I was thinking that I would just reset the stuff that I had there for myself, not that spell that she had there, because that would be stupid. So, yeah. I think performance is only for Syrian. I guess that makes sense. And yeah, Viper is a must-have for a mage, for sure. For certainly. So yeah, I need to go and buy that one item again because I didn't do it yet. But that's okay. So it's this one. Me being silly. And doing the very incorrect thing. It was this one that was the AoE. That would cost 75 though, so she definitely does not have the lore required for this. Yeah, I guess I did do the research as well after this, or, yeah. Yeah, we're not currently researching anything, so fine. Start it. Start the research of the artifacts, thank you. Vers and Ebb both have something to say. I guess I could talk to them at least, because they are companions that have been right now traveling with us. I'll say talking to Cyrene and Lantry for next time. So let's just have a little bit of a chat with these two fellas. Ebb first.
A second spire has awoken to your presence. This is fascinating, and I admit enviable. If it turns out your connection to the spires invites death and woe, my jealousy might wane a bit.
Maybe.
I've been mulling over that structure we found atop Vendrian's well. Would you be opposed to me studying the sculpture in closer detail?
I don't mind. Maybe we can learn more about it.
I'd perhaps work a spell or two near the structure. Simple cantrips of Gravelight by which to read and inspect, but I will not poke or shove the thing in any way physical or mystical.
Sure. Light of the Moon Derados grave. Gotcha. You don't need to ask my permission for this sort of a thing.
Thank you. Next time we have a good moonlit night, I'd best settle in and see what sort of magic perturbations I can sense from the sculpture.
Sure. Be my guest.
What is it you need?
We can return to our travels. What about you, Vers? You don't say it properly. With your voice acting, you should, Vers. Our gang is building quite a little collection of spires, aren't we? The Voices of Nerad was never one for keeping strongholds, but I can definitely see the appeal. Well, what do you think of these spires? They're big, but make no mistake, a determined army could knock one down if they got enough shovels and picks together. Don't be so quick to assume that you're invincible. As to what they are, I try not to ask those sort of questions. So why don't the Voices like strongholds? Because there's no point in standing still. The Voices prefers to keep his forces busy and on the move, with the only restful hours between dusk and dawn. Besides, fighters in motions are less likely to rise up and challenge authority, save in numbers, but once you get people hunkering down to discuss the problem, suddenly everyone has a reason to kill the closest gang boss.
What do you need?
Nothing more. Thank you very much. I guess I could talk to Lantry. I know Lantry shouldn't have quite as much, at least to talk for sure. Ciri might have more.
So, your latest acquisition has me thinking about the spires some more. By all accounts, they go as far back as the old walls. Over the centuries, the nobles of the tiers have claimed the spires, but they've only ever battled over the land at the ground level of the monuments.
Gotcha. When Ebb destroys the spire in some magic experiments, please remember that you allowed her. I will remember.
I've never seen the glyphs of a spire light up in all my years. Not until you show up. If this were an isolated incident, I'd be confused. But it seems the spires, plural, are somehow connected to you. What's your secret?
That's a good question. It is a surprise to me as well, to be honest. Alongside escapes Lantry and he sticks his quill in his mouth, chewing on the tip. His head tilts from one side to the other, muttering incoherent half words. I always want to know what you're thinking.
My mind is going back to Ascension Hall. I wonder if Graven Ash or Narat had claimed it as their own, would the spire come alive for either of them the way it did for you?
That's a good question. The Edict of Execution was pushing for someone to claim Ascension Hall. Can't be coincidence.
Ah, such a clever child. I can't imagine the Overlord would ever carelessly word an edict. You are right. I don't imagine Kairos leaves anything to mere coincidence.
Would make sense. Are there stories of awakened spires elsewhere in Teratos?
There are other spires, and I've heard of notable figures trying to build monuments atop or astride the spires, but nothing I've read matches the mystical connection you've made with the spire.
Do you think the spires are connected to Kairos in some fashion?
If you're asking if Kairos built them or controls them, no. They predate all mention of Kairos, and I'm sure if Kairos could control the other spires, that fact would be shamelessly flaunted.
Maybe so.
But it occurs to me that perhaps Kairos didn't have a connection, but does now, thanks to your actions.
It is a plausibility, definitely. It is plausible. It's definitely plausible. Do you have something to talk with me? What's your mind? Nah, not right now. That's all for now, I guess then. Yeah, I was thinking that he might have something to say also about the fact that we have claimed this location as our own. So, thought that that might actually be worthwhile to investigate. How's the status of the research? The work continues, of course. He wipes away the deep circles under his eyes, leaving a smear of black ink. I'll notify you as soon as we have results. You'll
I got
notify
it.
me. Notify me. That's good. Good to know that you shall notify me. If I would travel to the world map, can I see any other? Yeah, that's just the Ironhold Trail. But of course, 17 hours, 30 minutes. But nonetheless, it's the next time I have to pay upkeep for this place is in 5 days. So it's not that bad yet. I do wonder where the other spires are. Can I see them? There does seem to be a spire here, so a couple of spires even if I would be looking at it. So I guess this would be a location I should go in. And of course this is the location of the secluded forge as well. Which is interesting, of course. Well, I guess it is here nonetheless next. Oh, and there is a spire there too, so would be a logical place to go there as well. There isn't any in the Burning Library, but I really would want to be able to go there at some point. Maybe I can find a way to end this edict and then I can actually investigate the location better. By the way, Luke, you can teleport to other spire. I wasn't certain about that, but I was wondering if I could. Apparently I can. 15 minutes. That's fast. That's quite fast to be able to just teleport there. That is kind of sweet. I was wondering if I should check something like that, but yeah. 15 minutes just pew, teleporting.
On it.
Not something just anybody could do. It's kind of surprising that I can also take all of our group with me to do such a thing. Let's do a proper save into here. Okay, but I think this time we will be ending here. We did manage to get another spire. I think anyways I should at least go and investigate in the Lithian's Crossing if anyone there has anything more to say about the fact that I did claim this location. I need to talk to Sirin next time. I think those are the things that we're gonna start with. Then we'll see what else we wanna do. But that will be the start. But alright, we did a decent progress in Tyranny in the end. And you're welcome, of course, Caesar. So, thank you everyone for watching some more Tyranny. We will be continuing next Friday with some more. And of course, on Sunday we shall be playing Yakuza 0. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed here on the Twitch streams and later on YouTube as well. And bye bye, and see you for more next time. Bye.